And now's the time when things are shifting. There's gonna be a new world order out there. And we've got to lead it.
True international depression.
You are fake news.
I am not suicidal.
We'll circle back with you directly. If I can circle back, I'll circle back with you.
Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
Hello and welcome to episode 281 of the Jeffrey and Brian Show. I am Jeffrey.
I'm Brian.
And we're just two guys drinking some beers, talking about what's going on. We have our good friend Guapo with us once again.
Hey.
Our handsome El Salvadorian. And hey, thank God you're not getting deported back to El Salvador, because apparently you go straight to prison.
Nah, unless you're coming out. They just support you. You're just okay.
Or you go to a nice hotel.
Well, I
drink margaritas.
don't got Democrat money, so I got to go to my family members.
Hey,
while I'm there, I'm just gonna still go business places. Stay there for a month. Why not?
Gee, I'd love to go to El Salvador, man, especially after I can never remember that guy's name. It's such an
Bukele.
easy. Yeah, Bukele. It's such an easy name. He really cleaned up that country, didn't he?
Oh yeah, but people still hated him, because I guess he eliminated habeas corpus and stuff, and people didn't like that shit.
Is this Dagan Flo?
The what?
The vice chair.
I don't know who the vice. Honestly, this is one thing I don't like about him. When you land in the airport, international airport in El Salvador, there's a picture of Bukele with his wife. Like, why? Where's the vice president? Like, why are you not putting the vice president?
I don't even know if they have a vice president, honestly.
They do.
I don't know enough about their government.
It's almost similar to it, but the only thing that the DA get elected. So
I think Brian was referring to the first story in our follow-up, the vice chair. That's David Hogg.
Oh,
the vice chair of the Democrat Party. He's been given an ultimatum because he was saying how he wanted to put all this money into primarying.
Yeah, like AOC did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. Primary all of these Democrats in safe communities, safe cities or whatever. And he's been given ultimatums like stay neutral in the primary, so get the hell out of the party as a leader.
You know what? I think he's the gift to the RNC. So,
he's an idiot.
Like be,
Yeah, he's an absolute idiot, especially when they were talking about Garcia, and he's like, damn well he's not an MS-13 gang member. Like, what?
No, we don't.
Two judges said he was. He's covered in gang tattoos. He was wearing gang colors when he got picked up with the gang members.
See, I'm sorry. In order to be an effective leader and stuff like that, or be in that position, you need to be aware of everything, dude. Not just like watch the only news. You watch all the type of news,
Yeah, you have to understand what's going on so you don't look like a fucking moron when you get blown up on national television, right?
Yeah. And I started doing that. Go ahead.
No, well, I was going to bring up the next story here.
Yep. Peanut the Squirrel. We talked about this.
This was the biggest story for like 2 weeks, remember?
Yeah.
Was it in New York, was it?
Yes.
And they put the squirrel down and say it might be rabid, but then it turned out, at least what we had found out, it turned out they didn't want people taking in wild animals as pets because it would lead to problems.
Right.
And apparently this 163-page report had to come out over this garbage.
Is it double space or single space?
I'm sure it's double space. It don't matter. It's still too many pages. I don't care if it was
triple space. 163 pages.
They must have used ChatGPT to write it.
Oh, yeah. No, I would have used like single space or at least shorter pages,
Yeah, and make it size 5 font.
Yeah. So 1 page. Magnifying glass.
People justifying the money they made off the study,
Yeah, and I don't even know what the study said. It says it reveals the truth, and I got a feeling it's exactly what we had said before.
It was, yeah.
Yep. So once again, Brian, we're from the future, aren't we?
Yep.
So people should start listening to our show, man. They would make a ton of money. I don't know. Here's another prime example of us being from the future, as we're going to flex. Several weeks in a row, I've been talking about how the housing market's going to collapse, right?
Yep.
Well, now reports are coming out that there's a fear that there's a housing market crash coming. It's going to be recession-era lows. And they're even saying right now the March home sales dropped to the lowest pace since 2009. which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I had a little bit of money so I can buy a house.
Shoot,
Hey, this is the correction we need, dude. Honestly, it's a correction.
that's exactly what it is. It's a correction that needs to happen because the boomers have been holding on to these properties for so long that
Yep.
it seems like there's value there, but no one can buy it.
Yeah.
The
Then
only
on
other
top,
boomers have been buying these properties to hold them because they're worth something.
on top of that, it's gonna be 20 million begging people. 20 million people not looking for houses. So.
Well, yeah, because apparently we're not allowed to deport these folks once they get here
Oh
illegally.
yeah, yeah.
Deporting is not allowed.
All right. So remember we brought up this Virginia Guerrero or whatever
Yeah.
a while ago when she got hit by a bus going 100 kilometers an hour.
Yeah.
She was the one who was the big name pushing the Epstein case and accused
Yes.
Prince Andrew of all this
Mhm.
stuff. Well, she apparently has killed herself, probably Epstein style,
Yeah.
because, well, when she was in the hospital waiting to die because she got hit by a bus, she actually put some stuff out on social media. It's like, I am not suicidal, like Jussie Smollett style.
Damn.
I have no intention. If this happens, it was not me.
Right.
And now they're like, oh, she killed herself. I'm like,
Yeah.
Suspect.
right.
Whenever I see the word suicide in a Jeffrey Epstein story, I'm very suspect.
Yeah. I wonder if the prince was involved in having her off. I don't know. And I got a feeling we're never gonna find out what actually happened here.
The black book's never coming out. Nothing.
Well, but she was in Australia, right?
Yeah.
So where'd she get a gun to shoot herself in the head?
We need Ron for that.
I mean,
Let me check and see if he's available.
Technically speaking, it's not 100% illegal to own a firearm in Australia, but you need to prove good reason, basically, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like Canada. Like,
It's
you
like-
can go hunting.
It's like I got Hillary Clinton secrets. Oh yeah, you need a gun.
Well, it's funny actually. I posted that dude Sean I keep bringing up on Facebook. I posted on his page recently. Sean has information that'll lead to the arrest of Hillary Clinton. And I was like, here, have good luck avoiding that one, dude. You about to suicide yourself. He didn't think it was funny, but I thought it was hilarious. All right. Well, Pope has passed.
Yep.
The
funeral was this morning.
It was this morning, and Trump.
Did you get up for it?
No. I did. I thought he wasn't going to survive the flu, but he did, because he was in the hospital for a while. He recovered from that. Heart failure, I guess, got him this time.
Yeah.
And I understand people don't like speaking ill of the dead, especially the Pope. But I have been a big critic of Pope Francis since
a lot of people were, yeah.
Yeah, since he took office or whatever you want to took the position. So his funeral is today. Now the conclave will begin tomorrow or Monday?
Yeah, well, probably it's going on right now.
It won't start tomorrow.
Probably it's been going on behind our backs.
I'm sure there's the politics.
It'll start Monday.
Yeah.
Monday in Rome, not here.
Doesn't mean people don't talk, and
Yeah, and there is a chance that there'll be an American Pope, but it's like a 3% chance.
I wouldn't bet my money on that.
No, exactly. I don't see that coming up. But Trump attended, and so did Zelensky, and they spoke.
I don't know how Zelensky's got time to travel all around the world when he's fighting a war.
Oh, he got money, though. He got money.
Yeah, what Kiev?
Well,
just
that
got
doesn't
bombed,
matter.
Right?
He should be in the country, directing the war effort.
You think like he cares?
He's too busy begging for money.
Yeah.
To fund this war because they don't have the resources or the materials to handle this conflict. But tonight is also the correspondence dinner.
Oh, the White House.
A Republican hasn't went to that dinner in a decade.
You sure?
Trump
went to at least one, I thought.
I think before, like when they make fun of him, he's like, you know what, I'm gonna become the president.
I don't think he went.
I think
the last one would probably be for
Obama
Republican would be
Bush.
Oh,
I
yeah.
could have sworn Trump was at one of these. Maybe not.
Well,
but-
he was before he ran for president.
well, that doesn't count.
Yeah.
But apparently they're saying there's not going to be a roast of the president, which I understand why, because
Why are they gonna make fun of him? They already make fun of him on everything.
that's all they do anyway, right? They're just going to say
Yeah,
the same
every
stuff, right?
freaking day. They just like what are they gonna say? Oh, he's Hitler.
Yeah.
Red
how-
man, orange man, bad.
Orange man bad. Like, like they use all the ammo they had on him on the first fucking term, and nothing else they can say.
Well, that's the problem is it didn't stick the first time.
But
And
they
now they're
keep doing
throwing the
it.
same stuff at him again. It's like, dude, like now you've got to the point where calling someone a Nazi isn't even an insult anymore.
Yeah, they just
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, especially the
Right.
idiots.
They've
you
cried
go-
wolf so many times that people don't believe
no one
what they
show
say
the villagers
anymore.
aren't showing up looking for a wolf anymore, right?
Right.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And plus, these guys are like carving swastikas into cars. Who paints and carves swastikas on stuff? The
liberal.
Nazis.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you're not a Nazi, why would you go put swastikas on stuff, right?
Yeah.
Also, another plane burst into fire on the runway this time in Orlando.
Mm.
Interesting. They managed to get everyone off, no injuries. I guess one of the engines caught fire.
That could be a fire. A little fog came in and it just fucked up the engine.
It could have been a bird
Foreign
got stuck
object
into the
damage,
engine as it
yeah.
fired
Yeah,
up.
That's
yeah.
what he
Like-
meant. Foreign
yeah.
object. Yeah.
Foreign object
fog.
damage. Yeah.
Foreign object debris.
Damage, debris. Yeah.
For anyone curious what fog meant, I thought you said fog. I was like,
No,
how would
fog.
fog fuck it up?
Yeah. FOD.
That can be dangerous too these days.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, what's going on in Norfolk and in Virginia in general? Because you guys always seem to have bad news out there.
Because it's going to hell, dude. I'm about to move
We
out of
did.
here. I did well, but the public school the decline to cancel the DEI program.
No, I can't believe neither one of us put in about the plane crash at Langley.
Oh, it is. I got that on the
yeah.
military.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
sorry.
yeah, the DEI they rejected the DEI, but I'm sure by next week they're gonna vote against it again, like vote for it, cancel the DEI, but they're gonna do it quietly. So the birds
Right.
are sick though right now.
Yeah, exactly. They said we're not going to follow the president's orders.
No, it wasn't the president. The governor came out with his own one too before the president did. So they need to eliminate DEI, and they just like, oh, we voted against it. So they can like, okay, cool. Once everybody turned their back, like, boop, but the other way.
Go ahead and tell us what happened at Langley, though. If you want to talk about local instead of military.
Well, it wasn't really military. This was basically a stunt pilot is what they call him. He flew modified aircraft and did stunts with it at air shows all around the nation, around the world.
See, I didn't read the whole article. I just assumed he was one of the Thunderbirds if he was involved with an
No,
air
they
show
got-
at the
No,
air
they got
base.
No, he was a
Different thing.
civilian.
I mean, they
Okay,
could
and
be one of those prop planes, that do crazy stunts. But
It
I don't know.
was.
Was it prop?
No, it wasn't a prop plane, but I mean, I
Yeah.
saw a picture of the plane, so it did have props. It wasn't a jet.
And he
Yeah.
wrecked it right into the tarmac, right?
While he was trying to land, he landed. It didn't land on the runway.
Ooh.
Damn.
Yeah, and he lost his life in that wreck, unfortunately. And
Hmm.
I brought it up to the wife. I was like, "Oh, there was a plane wrecked at Langley and a pilot died." She's like, "Oh my God!" I was like, "Ah, it was right before the air show. It was a
The
stunt."
air
pilot."
show
She's
went
like,
on
"Ah."
as planned.
Of course it did. Of course it did. Military in general, like it sucks people die, but you got to get your job done, right?
Yep.
Phew. And don't get me wrong, the Thunderbirds are good, but everyone when they think
Air show.
air
Yeah,
show,
the
they think-
Thunderbirds were here this for this air show, and I don't usually
That's
go to the Air Force shows, so
No, you go watch the Navy do the Blue Angels, right?
yeah.
Because come on, but everyone knows the Blue Angels. No one's ever heard of the Thunderbirds. Which don't get me wrong, those Air Force pilots are good, but they are no shit. Everyone thinks Top Gun is Air Force. That's Navy too.
Yeah.
Go figure. All the best pilots in the world are Navy. Of course they are. They're landing on fucking ships, right?
Moving objects.
In a 10-degree angle, going 5 miles per hour.
Yeah,
You know,
it's insane.
and you get like couple chances to land.
Yeah, exactly. And if you don't, if you're not gonna make the landing and you have to bounce and take off again, you better freaking hit that afterburner to get off that flight deck before you go in the ocean, right?
Yep.
Over here, though, we had the governor just signed 3 bills concerning guns and
Nice.
manufacturers and sellers in particular.
Nice.
Basically, what they're doing is the opposite of what Massachusetts did. Because you remember Massachusetts tried to hold
They
Smith
locked
and
it
Wesson.
down.
Well, yeah, they said like, "Hey, Smith and Wesson, you're responsible if someone kills someone with your product." So they rolled out, and West Virginia's like, "No, no, no, it's not your fault if someone does something stupid with your product. Just like it's not Chevrolet's fault or Jack Daniel's fault a drunk driver killed someone, right?"
Right.
Yeah. So I approve. I approve of this message. You know.
I mean, long as they work properly, that's all they care.
Yeah, as long as you make. Even if someone does something wrong with your product, doesn't mean the guy who made the product was at fault, right?
Yeah.
Right.
If it operated properly, correctly, if it blows up in your hand, blows
So
your hands
let me
off,
ask you
maybe you'll-
this: so if you own a grocery store and you sell like apples to them and decide to eat it like 2 weeks later, is that your fault because they wanted to eat it like when it's bad?
Or
Yeah.
what if you buy a silverware set? Like
Mhm.
should
And
someone
somebody
go to
gets
prison
stabbed.
because you got fat because you kept using your fork?
Yeah.
I gained 100 pounds. Well, stop stuffing your face, fatty, right?
Yeah. I'm sure by the point they get there, they're not gonna use silverware. They're just gonna use the fingers.
Yeah. Out here in Webster County, which is the county I live in, the Woodchopping Festival schedule has come out. And this is an international competition. And I know it sounds dumb. Everyone's like, "Oh, woodchopping competition." This is the shit you watch on this is the shit you used to watch on ESPN as a kid.
Yeah.
Like ESPN3?
Yes. With the crazy lumberjacks doing the crazy competitions. That's this here.
Oh wow.
That's entertaining.
It is very entertaining. I'm gonna go watch it in person. It's like a week-long festival. It's amazing. They do all the crazy stuff. And people come from around the world to compete in this. So
Nice.
I'm very excited. It's the 60th anniversary.
Oh wow. Is how far from you?
Huh?
How far from you?
It takes place over the entire county over a week.
Oh, so wow, the entire county.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Brian, if you are looking for an excuse to come to West Virginia, this is it.
Okay.
All right. And today, the Elk River, which is the river across the street from me, I say across the street. If I go across the street and down the mountain a little bit, I'll come across the river, but it runs through most of the county. They stocked it with the fish this morning. There's a big golden trout tournament that happens every year, and they went and packed it full of fish so the fishing can happen.
Well, that's important.
Yeah, well, I'm excited.
Nothing worse
man.
than having a fishing tournament without fish.
I mean, there's naturally fish in the river, but these golden trout are not indigenous. It's like a special like breed, I guess. And that's how you know that you caught the fish that you're supposed to catch for this one tournament because it's a golden trout.
That's Memorial Day weekend.
What is?
The Woodchopping Festival.
That's when it starts, yes.
Ah.
Yeah, that's coming up, isn't it?
Yeah, next month next month basically. April's almost over.
Yeah, like a couple
It's in
days
May.
left.
So there you go. That's enough time for you to figure out how to come out here too. And it's a 3-day weekend if you want to,
I got stuff to do with the VFW, and I should be sailing by then too with a motor that works.
Well, that's too bad because it'd be a lot of fun to go do that, drink some beers, and then come back and do a show.
Oh yeah, definitely. So you want to go back to our Australia situation?
Yeah. Repeat offender has made it onto the show here.
How are we? How are we all?
Right, man. We're doing all right. We brought up earlier Virginia Giuffre or Giuffre or whatever her name is, the one who started the Epstein thing.
Correct, the first one, mate. Yep.
She has allegedly committed suicide, gunshot to the head.
Just one shot this time.
Well, we were curious is, isn't it next to impossible to get a handgun in Australia?
Mate, it is, especially after the lady got hit by a bus or was in a bus accident about 3 months
Yeah,
ago.
she got hit
She
by a
wasn't
bus
supposed
going
to
100
survive
kilometers
it.
an hour.
That would have wiped anyone out. She survived it. She wasn't meant to survive it. And
Of course
yeah,
not.
funny.
She's being Epsteined.
She's been Epstein. Funny that in 2019, did you guys speak about that? She made a statement and wrote that she
I
would
did.
not ever commit
How
Yeah, we
she's
talked
suicide.
not
about her. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm definitely not suicidal. If something happens to me, it was not me. But the thing is, where did she get her hands on a handgun to shoot herself in Australia?
It'd all be black marketed. You can get handguns here in Australia, but you can't get them for where she lives. It's impossible to buy them there.
Yeah, I mean, I understand you can get a rifle in certain situations in certain areas.
She's saying you'd
but-
have to go to a criminal to buy it.
Yeah, so you'd have to buy it
Black
illegally.
market.
And
Yeah.
if she wanted to die, why get all the medical attention of to get hit by a bus? Just don't take the treatment and die, right?
It doesn't make sense.
No.
Bottom line is, it's an Epstein. She's been Epstein. The thing is, if you're going to come out of, you're going to be hit by a bus in a bus accident, and you're going on life support for 3 months.
Yeah, renal failure.
Renal failure and everything. You'll come out of that. The last thing you want to do is buy a gun.
Right.
Yeah, and again, if you did want to die, you would just refuse treatment. Right?
And gun is not the female preferred method of suicide either.
Usually pills.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mate, she would have had her hands on that much medication, pain relief and all that sort of stuff. She went
after
through.
getting hit by a bus, she could have overdosed on pills easily.
Yeah.
She would have taken a handful of pills and that would have been end of story.
Yep.
Lights out.
Yeah, and you know what? This is going to go nowhere, just like the Epstein case, right?
Yep.
Well, did you guys hear the breaking news?
No.
DAJ's just cleaned out their civil rights division. Lifetime managers there have just been told to go and pack your bags and your toothbrushes. Time to go home. Just seen the breaking news right now.
It's interesting you say that because I got something down here.
Sorry, guys.
It's interesting you say that because I got something down here in here about civil rights prosecutor under Biden, but we'll get to that later.
This is managers, mate. People in charge being told to go.
Unfortunately, I don't. Unfortunately, I don't have an article to read, so I can't comment. I don't know enough about it, but I'll take your word.
I'll try and send it to you.
All right. Well, perhaps we can give it a read live or something or whatever when it comes up. But I want to bring up Massachusetts again. This is interesting. There's a town in Massachusetts, Rockport, and there's been a woodpecker who has been busting out windows in vehicles. More than 20 vehicles in this town. And I don't know if you guys know much about the woodpeckers in Massachusetts, but they're up to 2 feet tall.
Wow.
Like big honking birds. And it's mating season. So what the theory is this bird is like landing on pickup trucks or whatever, seeing his own reflection and attacking it, you know? I did not take him long. That's right. Never mind. I could have sworn. Oh, they told me I had a message from the repeat offender, but I don't see it there, which is even more interesting. And he's gone.
Probably had to go back to work. He
Yeah,
sent me
already.
He sent it to me. I will forward it to you.
All right.
I'll forward it to the group.
And by the way, you know, we mentioned how there might be a serial killer in Massachusetts.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
There were 6 dead last time we spoke of this last week. An 8th body has been found in the same general area of New England.
Yeah, that sounds like serial killer. Maybe Dexter's in town.
It's funny I brought up Dexter today.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I got out of that area just in time, dude, didn't I?
Yep.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise, man. So, I'm glad I'm out of there. It just became the most expensive state to live in. Now you got a serial killer on the run. Jeez Louise, man.
If a tax doesn't kill you, the serial killer will.
Yeah. Or just the joblessness because they're still considering themselves a sanctuary state. I mean, they're actively fighting deportation and stuff, which is crazy because they were the first ones to raise a big stink when illegals were dropped off in Martha's Vineyard. So, go ahead and dump them off in Roxbury, the ghetto part of Boston, but don't
Yeah.
you dare put them in the rich part of Cape Cod,
Mhm.
Brian, you see anything interesting about this bloodbath at the DOJ, or have you not had a chance to read it? That's all right.
Did it come through okay, lads?
Yeah, we got it. I just don't want to sit here and read it instead of doing our recording,
Oh, yeah,
it's from it. It looks like it must be a true social thing. It's from President Don J. Trump.
All right.
It's not like a news article. That one.
It's a statement from the president kind
There
of
we
thing.
go. I got one now. Yeah. They quietly transformed the Justice Department Civil Rights Division, force out a majority of career managers. This is from NBC News. So,
Okay.
cleaning house. They'll all get their jobs back by Monday.
Yeah, exactly. Because a judge, you're not allowed to fire people, right?
Yeah.
Unless they charge the judge.
Yeah, don't worry. We're getting to that. We're getting to that. Don't worry. So, have the Stanley Cup Stanley Cup started?
Yes, it has.
Okay.
I was watching some of the Capitals game on TV last night.
The Wild is in the tournament. I didn't realize that. But anyway, you shared this one. I guess one of the first game of the tournament.
Yeah.
The national anthem was played by like a Korean choir that used kazoos with no lyrics.
No.
I thought it was harmonicas.
Harmonicas. I'm sorry. Maybe it was. I thought it was kazoos.
Well, that's just a step up from. Yeah, they use harmonicas to sing the national anthem.
No. You would have thought the NHL would know better after what happened with that tournament with Canada. When
they're saying a majority of the fans liked it.
Oh.
I didn't hear it, honestly, but I just know that when that tournament happened with Canada and they disrespected the anthem, fights started before the game started,
Yeah.
Cool. But at the same time, Canada has beaten Finland in like the world final, or I'm sorry, in the world tournament, and now they're by the way, Canada's the returning champion, and they are now setting up to face off against the United States.
Nice.
And I'm curious if the Americans are still going to be pissed off about the anthem thing that happened last time. But at the same time, who's playing in this international tournament while the Stanley Cup's going on?
Nobody of any significance.
Yeah, I mean, how many Canadians play in the NHL? How many Americans play in the NHL? How many Finnish people, Russians play in the NHL that didn't play in the World Tournament? Like for the longest time, the Olympics didn't allow professional hockey players to compete.
Right.
And it was no fun to watch. It really wasn't. Once they did allow the pros in, it was fun to watch guys from the same team in the NHL compete against each other on the world tournament.
That was interesting, definitely.
Yeah, you'd watch like Ray Bork play against Kazal Talnov. And I know if you're not a hockey fan, which here's the fun part is we keep bringing up hockey on this show, and hockey is one of the lesser followed professional sports on the planet.
Yeah.
But I'm a
Hello.
He's freezing up. Oh boy.
Hockey was part of her growing up.
You're freezing up.
Oh, that's unfortunate. My connection is unstable, which is crazy. It says I have great access to the internet.
Oh.
All right. So this 3D Blue Origins thing that happened with these women that went to space.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Katy Perry is now regretting making such a big deal about it.
Nobody cares about Katy.
I
thought they were making fun of her because of her. She wouldn't sing any Katy Perry songs.
Well, that and she brought a daisy with her. Is her daughter's name Daisy? And she's like, I have a Daisy. And she's singing, yeah, what a wonderful world. And she kissed the ground when she came back. It's like, bitch, you were in the sky, you were in the air for like an hour and a half. But she's upset now because of the backlash she's getting, and she can't sell a concert out now. No one's going to her shows.
Dang.
Damn.
It was
She
the most
blew
expensive
herself
Uber
up by
ride, I'm telling you. It was the most
Well,
expensive Uber ride.
Well,
yeah, but they're saying shit like, "Oh yeah, we went on this mission." It's like, bitch, you no mission.
What
You went on a
mission? You flew up there, you drifted around for a minute, and you came back.
now you could have been like, "Hey, look, it was a nice experience. I'm glad I was part of it. That's it."
Yeah, exactly what should have happened was it was a ton of fun. I'm glad I got
Yeah.
to do it, but they made
Yeah.
a big deal about this all-female crew on this mission. It's like you didn't do anything.
It was an automated flight.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
there were people that knew what they were doing that were actually the crew, but those were men. You know?
Holding the cameras.
Yeah. Well, and operating the aircraft and the shuttle and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, but notice that there was no live video happening during the mission.
Hold on.
Yeah.
They couldn't do 11 minutes worth of live video.
No, they've
Oh,
It wasn't
done live
live. It
video
was
on
published after.
other Blue Origin missions, but not this one.
Oh.
I
That's
love to have
another
their
one that
hairstylists, but I love to have their hairstylists. Went up the same way and come down the same way. Hey, how perfect was their hair?
Lots
Yeah.
of
I know.
lots of product.
Yeah, it's like, oh, fucking nice. Oh, God.
Maybe it didn't happen.
Hey, you know what? Shout out to Wendy's for not fucking backing down.
Wendy's was cracking jokes.
Oh, there's what? Can we keep her up there? To Carrie Perry.
Oh, there you go.
And Carrie Perry was like giving her Wendy's shake. Wendy's not backing down at all. Nope.
Well, Wendy's, man, they've been kind of famous for their social
Yeah.
media presence for a long time,
Oh,
haven't
yeah.
Yes,
They're rootless.
they? Oh, they're hilarious.
Redheaded
And
child right there, dude, all the way.
exactly. I want to meet the guy who's running their social media accounts.
The Trump
But
need to
what a
hire
great
that
marketing
person.
ploy, eh? What a great marketing ploy. It's like when Bud Light come out with all those great commercials. Now you got something to go on. Like you're going to pump your
I
bloody
know.
product for ages with this.
I know, like the Budweiser frogs and the What's Up and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And then they went and hired that new marketing woman there who just completely destroyed their brand.
Mm.
But Gail King, who's the black woman reporter who was on that mission, was upset that they were going, it's not a ride. They wouldn't say that if men went on. It's like, that's because the men actually did stuff. And women actually do stuff on these things too, typically, but not a whole
but
bunch of
not
civilians with
the
no training.
celebrities.
Yeah. And now she's saying the next thing on her bucket list is to get married. She's like 55.
Who's
isn't
gonna
she?
marry her?
There's some
With an
David Hogg.
attitude.
David Hogg.
I was there. I saw
Oh
it.
yeah. David Hogg's
Oh.
like, yeah, King, I was there too. Hold on the camera.
Oh my God.
Well, that's not unlocking the door.
It could go back down.
And I'm not sure why I put this in here. Oh, I don't know. I don't know why I put it in here, but CBS, their 60 Minutes producer is quitting, and they're making like a big deal because he's complaining that like, oh, I can't make decisions anymore.
Right.
That's 'cause
Well,
you guys
that's
keep
because
getting
they've got a
sued.
multi-billion-dollar lawsuit from Trump.
Yeah.
And Paramount.
Well,
Well,
and
Paramount
Paramount as
owns
well.
it. No, Paramount owns
yeah,
it.
Paramount owns them, and Paramount's trying to sell it
CBS and
off.
Paramount. Both of them have got
Yeah, but they're not going to be
lawsuits
able to
against them.
sell them with this huge lawsuit going on.
Well, he already beat CBS in one lawsuit, didn't he? Or was that ABC?
ABC.
Who can
Okay.
tell the difference?
Yeah, with Stephanopoulos, right?
Yeah.
That's ABC.
Yeah,
And
okay.
didn't Caroline Levitt just get one against The View?
Probably. I know that she said something about possibly happening. I don't know if it's
Well-
actually happening. But this one against CBS and 60 Minutes in particular was concerning the alteration of the Kamala Harris interview when
Oh,
they
yeah.
clearly edited it to make her
Mhm.
answers seem coherent because they released
Yeah.
different footage at different times.
He's got him over a barrel, mate. Election interference. They modified it for a campaign.
Yeah, that's a criminal case, not a lawsuit.
Mm.
But we'll see where this goes. This is something that a lot of people were speaking about when it happened.
Yep, it sure was.
All right, who's Democrat Rep Wilson? I can't remember who this person is. I know what this person did. Frederica Wilson, oh, the Democrat from Florida. There we go. She's telling people to call up their senators and congressmen and lawmakers and threaten them about trying to deport illegal migrants.
What? That doesn't make any
Yeah.
sense.
Well, this reminded me so much of oh my God, what's that woman's name? It was like, if you see Trump supporters in the gas station, the supermarket, get in their face, tell them they're not welcome. Huh?
Maxine Waters.
Maxine
That's
Waters.
right. That's right.
That's all I could think of was like, she's like saying go out there and like threaten people and be violent. And I was like, geez, how is this okay? But me saying I disagree with you, it puts me on a terror watch list. You know?
Exactly. You can't fly
What-
anymore.
What about Chuck Schumer and bloody Jamie Raskin?
What about him?
Well, Chuck Schumer said about the judges that, you brought it on now. And-
Yeah, again, we're gonna get to these judges. Don't worry.
Oh, no, I meant about what they're doing now. And Raskin turned around and threatened all these other nations if they deal with Trump.
Oh yeah.
When
Yeah.
Democrats get back into power.
Yeah.
Isn't that treason?
No. Treason is misused a lot. Treason is giving aid or helping the enemy during wartime. We are not at war. We have not technically been in war since World War II. So treason is technically impossible at this point. You can get sedition, possibly even insurrection, but not treason. I know everyone wants to use treason because it sounds so great, but that's not the right term most of the time.
Right.
What's that other law that it could come in under? There's another one.
Sedition.
Sedition.
Yeah, there's another one as well too.
I'm sure there's a whole bunch of them. You talk about, you're probably thinking about the Logan Act, but that's something else.
That's similar, but it's not it.
Yeah, that's trying to conduct foreign international relations against the executive branch. We will be talking about that too, because that's another flex I got because we brought that up. But Rosenberg is his name, the anti-Trump judge who managed to keep getting all of these cases about Trump.
Bosenberg.
Boasberg, you're right. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Bosenberg.
He caved and said he cannot overrule the Supreme Court. Finally, he's like, okay, you're right. Maybe I am not God. I can't do everything. But I mean, and then an appeals court came in behind him and said, no, you cannot do these contempt charges against Trump. That's just absolutely not
Insane.
how this works. That's not how, you don't run this country. You are a lower court judge. You don't get to make final decisions for the president of the United States. I mean, he's the leader of the executive branch. And this is why I keep telling people to actually read the Constitution, because I got a feeling most people have no idea what it actually says. They couldn't tell you what Article 1, 2, or 3 are, let alone what is in the Constitution, but they keep saying shit's unconstitutional.
Right.
It's ridiculous. But speaking of out of their mind judges, judge in New Mexico just stepped down after a Tren de Aragua member was found in his guest house with his daughter.
Yeah, he stepped down last week, but he got arrested this week.
Well, here's the fun part about that is I've seen conflicting reports saying that he got arrested. Then I saw, no, he was just detained for a little while. His wife was arrested. Then it came out, no, he was definitely arrested too.
Yep.
He's looking at he's looking at harboring and a couple other charges. His wife's looking at conspiracy. What about the daughter? Because the daughter,
I think she was talking to him, just like fall in love with the guy. But the gun,
he handed him
the judge handed the daughter's rifle to him.
Oh, well, okay.
I think he's just gonna fall for the sword. So
possibly, but it is absolutely against the law for you to hand a weapon,
especially
a
if you're a
firearm
judge,
to an illegal migrant.
especially if you're a judge.
Yeah, because you don't have that right as a non-citizen to have a firearm in this
No.
country.
No, not at
And
all.
and I saw Pam Bondi's had an assault rifle, and I instantly got frustrated at that. But then they mentioned there was a suppressor on it too. I was like, shit, maybe this was an actual assault rifle with like selective fire on it. You know, like a
No, I highly doubt it because you think a fully automatic. Well, what the fuck is an assault rifle?
an
You got
assault rifle.
military, you got military and civilian rifles.
Well, hold on. Assault rifle has selective fire. It can be semi-automatic. You can set it to burst
That's
fire,
military
like 3
gun.
rounds at a time, or
Military.
full auto. Yes,
Military. Yes.
yes, that is technically an assault rifle. When people use the term assault rifle, they generally mean a scary-looking gun.
AR-15. That's what they think. The armor light.
Yes, that is not an assault rifle. But it is entirely possible that a judge did have the permits he needed to have an
Oh, his
automatic.
daughter had rifle? No, highly doubt it.
Why not?
For your
I mean,
own protection.
Well, technically speaking, you could get a permit. It's just a $200 tax stamp plus a background check that goes back to the day you were born, which
probably
you might have
this
more
is to get a
trouble with.
suppressor.
And it's not that easy to get a suppressor. You need to pay a tax stamp on that too. Which I know. Just want to bring it up again. People think they hear suppressor, they think a silencer. No such thing. There's no way you're going to shoot a man in his bed and not wake his wife up. It's the firearm suppressor was the technology that was used to make the automobile muffler. The same design and everything. You can still hear the fucking car engine when you start your engine, right?
Yep.
Gunshots a lot louder
Unless it's
than that.
electric.
Well, that's not a fucking engine. That's a motor, dude.
Yeah. I heard
And there's no muffler on an electric car.
They heard they got like a little like a spaceship type of sound, and I guess they had to add it to it.
Yeah, and they're actually talking about adding an exhaust sound to these things.
Oh,
So that it doesn't sound almost silent coming down the road. Yeah.
For the blind people.
Not even blind, like you hear a car coming, you're more likely to pay more attention, you know. But yeah, anyway, his wife was arrested as well. There was an investigation, and now it's still ongoing. I will say the judge at least surrendered himself immediately and did not even attempt to mislead anyone about what happened.
Oh yeah, he confessed about destroying evidence too.
He's
Yeah, they originally after the wife. They come out for the wife originally.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what I thought because I had read conflicting reports, but it turns out they were both arrested the same day.
Yeah, they questioned the judge, and he just said straight up.
Hey, don't lie because you're gonna get caught anyway and go to jail even longer, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Especially a judge, and the New Mexico, whatever it is, the Supreme Court, I guess, has officially banned him from ever becoming a Supreme Court judge in New Mexico.
So you think his law license away?
Oh yeah, he's gonna get what is it? Disrobed? Is that what they're gonna call it?
Disbarred.
Yeah, I thought it was high. I thought there was another term for just losing your judgeship. But
no, but
he's gonna lose his ability to practice law. Period. Over this.
But these are all going to be federal charges, aren't they? They'd be felonies, won't they?
Oh yeah, harboring an illegal migrant and handing him firearms. Yeah, this dude, he's looking at a long time in prison.
This is jail time for sure.
Yeah.
For prison
time. Milwaukee County judge out there in Wisconsin, Hannah Dugan,
yeah.
This bitch is going to prison forever.
Yep.
Nah, they had a court in Boston too for aiding and abetting somebody to escape this courtroom same way.
Possibly, I wouldn't be surprised because Boston keeps doing stupid shit like this.
Yeah, and
it sounds familiar. But this particular one, ICE showed up for this guy's hearing on domestic abuse.
And she snuck him out a back door.
She snuck him out the back. Well, first of all, they said, let him have this trial first, and then you can arrest this man as he comes out. She opened up the back door that they use for the jury to have him escape while the clerk and the bailiff were talking to the federal authorities. And Oh my, she was taken into custody so fast, and the left are losing their minds. Like, oh, you can arrest judges now? Yes, you can arrest judges if they commit crimes.
Nobody's above the law. Remember what they were saying?
No one's above the law, brother.
Nobody's above the law.
Now even the president.
And I was like,
But
This
did you hear the
person-
worst thing about all this? There was something even worse. Did you hear what Pam Bondi said?
No.
The woman and the man who got bashed by this illegal immigrant, they turned up to court because a lot of victims won't turn up. She said they actually turned up and they watched as this judge took
let this
the
person out the back.
defender and the
Yep.
the perpetrator out the back. They watched
So they
them
got
get
witnesses.
Yeah, this is aiding and abetting. This is oh my goodness. And not just that, they had a legal warrant. They tried to tell them they had no authority to be. It's like, first of all, this is a public space and we have a warrant. We have every right to be here. And you know what? This might be controversial. I'm going to say these judges, I'm going to go ahead and say these guys are gang members. And I know people are going to say that's stupid, but they've been pouring across our border for what, 30, 40 years? Basically since Carter, because Carter let everybody in. Then Reagan was dumb enough to give them all amnesty. And we know as a factor in our military, why wouldn't they try to get up in the judiciary?
Why would you get up a career to support somebody who's there illegally or a criminal? Why would you get
Because
up your whole career?
they were already a criminal themselves, holding a position, and they're on their payroll. So this
they have
judge
to
doesn't
be.
help this guy. She's getting paid to help. Not only is she not doing what she's getting paid for, now the gang might come and kill her.
There has to be a money trail.
And this just goes to the point that a lot of people are making on the right, that these judges are corrupt.
Right.
They don't care what the law is. They just do whatever the fuck they want. And the left are losing their minds over this. I'm like, no, you can't do that, especially a judge.
The judges are above the law, so they think.
Well, yeah, well, I mean, it's one thing to say I'm not getting involved. It's another thing to actively resist the federal authorities, you know?
But here, I'll question for you three guys, really quick one. If you were going to clean the swamp, where would you start?
I was going to do
Start
what
the
now?
judiciary. If you're going to clean the swamp out, where would you start?
He started the right track with the cleaning the money laundry, the freaking USAID.
Get rid of the piggy bank.
Yeah, so like you eliminate the money, there's not gonna be more money.
Well, apparently, ActBlue's under investigation now too.
Yeah, so that's he's
Elizabeth
gonna.
Warren's gone
You hit
quiet.
the wallet. There's no more money. So people's like, yeah, I'm not getting involved if there's no money. Who's gonna back me up? Like, who's gonna pay the lawyers? You know.
That and
Yeah.
firing the people that have been entrenched in the system for 30 years.
Yeah, but those people are fucking. They're
Apparently, it's impossible to fire them.
yeah, they're not involved with in money wise. They're more like they believe in the system. You know, they're just after the cult. You know, they're true believers of the system. You know.
Some of them, yeah, but some of them are just taking advantage of this stuff. I mean, look at these lawyers you got in DC.
But that's the only thing they know. Like, been in the government for 20 years. I don't know what to do.
Well, that's the thing is, though, you got some of these lawyers making $10 million a year
Mm-hmm.
that are living in Loudoun County, Virginia, and it's
Yeah.
like,
And I
why
cannot
are you
wait.
making this much money on the American taxpayer?
Yeah, and I cannot wait, dude. So at least Virginia's gonna be red. If we eliminate Northern Virginia, dude, with all the people leaving and stuff, dude, probably Virginia got a chance to stay red.
Yeah, well,
California
we'll
might
see.
even flip.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. We'll see. Especially with what's going on with Gavin Newsom. But it seems like the Dems do not like what he's doing.
Especially David Hogg.
Especially David Hogg. Which
He was there.
I genuinely thought Newsom had an opportunity to course correct the Democrat Party.
Now
He doesn't want to.
He's just doing it for his own.
He has
I
no
don't care
desire to
what-
course correct.
No, he does. Whether or not it's authentic doesn't matter. The fact that he's trying to do it because, hey, maybe we're going to get to this Democrat overhaul. We're still talking about migration. We'll get to that soon enough. A couple more topics on this going on here. Chuck Todd came out and said that this immigration that's going on is beneficial to the United States because of, the Olympics
What does that have to do with anything?
Well, if you're not an American citizen, you can't compete for the American team in the Olympics, right?
So we need more talented people from overseas to
Yeah, everybody know how to jump.
make America better.
And
Everybody
give
who
them citizenship.
everybody who know how to jump, run, and swim are already here.
Well, that's not. I don't know, man. Those Cubans can swim.
Yeah.
You know? No, and you're right though. Exactly. The Cubans who could swim already did it.
They're the ones who crossed the Rio Grande.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the guys jumping over the fences. The guys out running. The guys on horseback. They've already made an excellent point, Guapo.
They needed a rodeo Olympics.
That's why that's an old joke, dude. God.
Oh yeah, but they're not allowed to compete in the Olympics for the United States anyway.
Nope.
Unless you have citizenship.
No, they're using it right now to dodge the ice.
Yeah. Oh my God.
You should have the Ice Olympics.
Yeah.
So did you hear that? You heard about Trump's $5,000 baby bonus, like tax credit or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, he did it his first time in office. Biden made it even bigger, didn't he?
Nah, I
Well,
don't know.
Biden wanted to change the earned income credit.
Yeah.
This is something
Okay.
totally different.
Yeah.
Same idea though. It's a hookup on your taxes basically for reproducing in this country. And the View came out and what's her name? Alyssa Farah Griffin or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, this is racist. I was like, how is having babies racist?
Because there's more white people than Hispanic people.
Not necessarily.
Well,
Oh,
she support
Go ahead.
fucking abortion. So what the fuck are you talking about? You support all minorities getting killed.
well, she brought up oh, look at this. The FBI just released a photo of the Wisconsin judge's perp walk. And they're saying it possibly violated DOJ policy, but that's of course because CNN's saying it.
Okay.
So just now these pictures got released of this judge, a video of the judge doing a perp walk.
Yeah, to show the other motherfuckers like don't fucking, don't fuck
We
around.
will come and get you, right?
Yeah, fuck around, find out.
Yeah.
They're finding out right now.
I just got my fuck around and find out sign, by the way.
Papo.
It looks like the old ADT one, like the octagon that's white and blue.
Uh-huh.
And it says this house is protected by FAFO, and underneath it says fuck around and find out. 24-hour surveillance supported by the Second Amendment. But anyway, Griffin was saying how there was a 1% boost in babies last year, and it's like, okay, but it was down 20% over the last 10 years, so we're still down.
Right.
And then she said, "Oh, they're upset though because it's Asian and Hispanic folks." And I'm like, no, that's because people are coming across the border and popping out babies.
Yeah, so they got birthright citizenship.
Yeah.
That's why Obama made a big deal about anchor babies from Asia, China, remember?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But now all of a sudden it's racist. And I'm like, your presidents that you support so much did the same shit. But now that Trump's doing it, you have to disagree with what Trump's doing. And it's mind-boggling. And you know what? I like the idea of have 2 kids or more, you're tax exempt.
How about we eliminate fucking income tax? I'm all about that. And you manage your money how you manage your money. I hate it when I was single and everybody else get tax credit because they have babies. I'm sorry, it's your fucking
You
fault.
got babies now.
That's when I was single. But you know what?
That bothered me less than the people that got time off of work because of their kids. When I had to keep, especially in the Navy.
Yeah.
I was working 18 to 20-hour days in port overhauling a nuclear ship.
Mm-hmm.
And my coworkers were going home after a 6-hour workday because their kid got out of school. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
why
you
am I
make that
working
choice.
twice as hard
You make
as this
that
person?
choice,
And I got paid just as much money as this. Actually, sometimes I got paid. Most of them I got paid less than them. It was on Carl Vincent. I was an E3.
Yeah, and they got fucking child fucking credit. I mean, not child credit. Yeah, there used to be child credit for a while. And then, you got how many kids? Okay, you get paid extra. Oh, you get this and that.
Oh, yeah, dependents.
Yeah. And then maybe you got smart about like, nope, 3 dependents, that's it.
Thing is, how do you eliminate income tax without reducing
Tariff.
money, huh?
Tariff.
That's one way to do it, yes. And apparently that's offending everyone.
Everybody's fuck it. You pay taxes. You decide how you spend your money.
Well, how is this? Do you realize that only 20% of Americans are net taxpayers?
Mm-hmm.
And I know you're saying I pay tax. First of all, how much of that do you get back at the end of the year
None.
if it's coming out of your paycheck?
I got 10,000. They took $10,000 and get like 1,000.
Okay. Now, how much are you
Because
getting back in public services in terms of like police, fire, public
I pay
education?
property taxes for that.
But okay, well that national defense,
Yeah,
I'm just saying,
I paid like 10,000. I only got 1,000, so $9,000 a year.
I'm just saying only 20% of Americans actually pay more into the system than they get back out.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And was it 1% pays 50% of all taxes to the United States?
And probably I would spend more money if they fucking stop taxing the shit out of me,
Hey, I'm all about not even a tariff.
Mm-hmm.
I brought this up on the show several times. I have two different tax systems that I like better.
I don't no, that's a tariff too. Like you know what? You already pay into the system. Like, okay, you decide whether you want to buy this or that,
Well,
It's
I
your
like
money.
I like an idea of all sales tax. All of
Yeah.
the money the federal government, and not just sales tax, but like we'll call it a luxury tax.
There
The
we go.
more
Tax.
no, the more luxurious the thing you're purchasing is, the higher the tax you pay on it.
Then
You buy you buy a $60,000 pickup truck for work, right? No tax.
No,
You buy a Ferrari, there might be up to 100% tax because it's extravagant. It's unnecessary.
So what about if Ford come out with their own Lamborghini version to compete against it? They gotta pay
what?
luxury tax on that.
What now?
A Ford come out with their own Lamborghini version to compete.
LaFour?
A Ford dealership. The Ford, they come out with their own fucking nice vehicles and stuff, luxury.
Lamborghini or something?
Yeah, like so to compete.
Yeah, if you're spending $250,000 on a car as a toy, I think you should be taxed on that.
No,
If you have money, if you have $250,000 to drop on a toy, you have cash to drop on taxes too.
Mm.
But I have another idea for taxes if you don't like that, dude. How about the federal government takes 10% of each state's GDP?
I'm okay with that too.
States get to decide how to tax the people.
Yeah.
The federal government gets a cut of what the states
And people
take.
decide whether they want to move there or not.
Exactly. And you can say, oh, Florida doesn't cause an income tax. No, they're getting all the money on tourism.
Yeah.
So, hey, if as long as they're bringing in money, the federal government gets a cut.
Yeah.
So I'm saying there's different ways besides income tax.
Because when you tax luxury, that means the person that it's just gonna affect people like making better.
The wealthy.
No. You think about the wealthy, but when you got Lamborghini, it's only specialized people that can work on a vehicle. And the more you sell, there's more people specialize in that type of vehicle.
Yeah, but Ford's still also making F-100s, F-150s, F-250s, F-350s.
Yeah, nobody's talking about the luxury type.
Yeah, and again, if you're spending $250,000 on a toy.
Yeah, but you have to think about whoever can work on a vehicle, they can get knowledge on that, and they're just gonna just market instead of spreading it out. They're like, oh shit, this person got a Lamborghini fucking vehicle. Who could change the brake on that thing? Oh, this Bob over here can change it because he used to work on that.
Yeah,
and then you just, I think when you tax it to just luxury, it's like the way you said it is like Apple, like only Apple people can work at Apple products because it's just an app. Just you tax it and you corner the market.
Well, I'm not even necessarily talking about maintenance. I'm saying
no, that's what I'm saying.
Purchase.
When you make it cheaper, so anybody can buy it, the more people can buy it.
Then reduce the price of your vehicle.
No, see, that's the thing. Like, remember when Shovel came out, how high it was, and the more fucking technology advanced, the more cheaper it became technology. Look at where we are right now.
Yeah.
Not only the rich can afford it.
And for a long time, only the rich can afford certain stuff.
Yeah.
Only the wealthy had computers in their houses in 1988, right?
Yeah.
And
also, computer
once it
luxury
became a
back in the day.
necessity, huh?
Was the computer luxury back in the day?
Yeah.
In '88,
1988 it was. It was only
Yeah.
starting out.
Computer was
Yeah.
it luxury?
yeah. What did you need a computer for in the late '80s?
Yeah. So why? That's what you need a luxury car for now.
You don't. That's why you pay tax on it.
So back in the day, that's what it is. You tax it so high that people not gonna buy it. The more you buy,
No, I know what you're saying is the more of these things you sell, the more we can invest into the product, therefore reducing the cost of the product.
yes. Oh, share the technology.
But you don't have to put 100% tax on it. And not to mention Ferrari, for example,
No, that's
they
what.
don't have any technology in that no one else can get their
Yeah,
hands
but
on.
like, okay, let's say boats. Brian got a boat, so he get taxed.
And
I
boats
do
should be
get taxed
taxed.
on that stupid
He
thing.
gets taxed
See?
through the fucking
So,
nose on that thing. I
Yeah,
bet.
so he didn't get taxed. He like, guess what? Let me buy another this luxury. Let me buy this, buy that. He's just gonna keep spending money on that fucking thing.
Oh my God, the two happiest day in a boat owner's life is the day he buys it, the day he sells it,
I'm
right?
sure he's happy when he goes out.
Yeah, but Brian, it's a money pit, isn't it?
No.
No.
It's a sailboat, so it's not a motorboat.
How much are you bullshit? How much money are you paying for maintenance a year, for storage fees and taxes on that thing?
Taxes is $75.
That's not so bad.
Yeah.
That's not so bad. But what about Jeff Bezos? Not Jeff Bezos, Zuckerberg, who's got a yacht, and then he has a mini yacht to get to and from his big yacht.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
That should be taxed through the fucking nose.
Why? Why would you want to like?
Because the boats aren't new technology, dude.
No, but you create more jobs. People have to maintain that boat. You know what? Like you're taking money out of people's mouth when you like tax the hell out of it.
Go work at the automotive manufacturer who's making pickup trucks.
Anyways, let's move on. We're just gonna go in circles on this.
I know. Well, I'm just saying, hey, there's no tax we're ever gonna come up with that people like, right?
Yeah, no, yeah. But I say like
So-
a fucking that tariff tax, I'll be okay with that. Fucking you decide where you want to spend your money.
I say the same thing with this luxury tax. You decide if you want to buy a supercar or not. Same idea is you're not going to buy the Chinese goods because it's taxed through the roof. But like you said, let's move on here. We were talking about the
last
babies.
word out, didn't you?
Well, apparently 4 more Dems are getting ready to travel to El
They
Salvador.
did.
Oh, they already did. Okay, I'm sorry.
And guess what Kelly say?
Yeah.
Well, they're talking about charging these guys. Michael Flynn is talking about charging these guys with the Logan Act.
Yep.
He
Which
got charged with that already.
Well, I got a good laugh out of that because we talked about this last week. I was like, this is a violation of the Logan Act. You went to a foreign nation attempting to negotiate foreign policy with a foreign leader against the president of the United States.
If I was Bukele, I would arrest them.
For what?
Aiding and abetting terrorists.
Yeah, I guess maybe, but
They're not citizens over there. So they're like, hold on. I only speak to the president over there. What the fuck are you doing here, Democrats?
You know what would have made
Congressman?
my day? What would have made my day is if Bukele deported them back to the United States.
No, that's what I said. Arrest at a hotel and deported back or whatever.
Yeah, send them right back.
Oh shit! Oh, you know what? How about that hostage negotiation? They sent MS-13 back over there.
I want 20 more gang members back here.
And they sent Democrats over there.
And we'll send you Democrats back. And Trump be like, fuck, this is a tough one.
That would have been fucking perfect, dude.
What's that Dem Congress chick who looks like a dude? She went over there and she said she's going to stay there until they release him. What's her name?
I don't know, but this is a gang member who beat his wife. He came here illegally, and the Dems are finally backing off. They're like, oh, it's not about this person; it's about due
because
process.
of the new judge, so they got new talking points. They can come back up out of that one.
Well, actually, no. A lot of these guys came out and said, like, oh, we're not specifically talking about Kilmar Obrego Garcia.
Oh yeah. But now they got the judge talking points, so they can go forget. Bet you tomorrow they're not gonna talk about next week. They're not gonna talk about the MS-13 guy.
Well, this is exactly what we were talking about before. How Trump's dropping this stuff so fast that these guys can't keep up with their talking points.
No, they're starting to catch up.
Yeah, this one right now they're just gonna forget the MS-13 because it looks bad. Like fuck. Let's talk about the judges. Let's talk about you arrest the judges. You arrest the judges.
They arrested Trump. They arrested Trump's lawyers. They put Trump's senior advisor and his campaign manager in prison.
Steve Bannon.
Bannon and Navarro
Oh yeah.
and Flynn.
Yep.
Flynn got out of jail and went right back to work for the president. I mean, you're talking about weaponizing the legal system. Again, this is Saul Alinsky's Rules for Radicals. Accuse your enemy of what you are doing.
Yep.
I gotta buy you a copy of that book, right? If I buy you a copy and send it to your house, would you read it?
Who, me?
You and Brian.
I could look it up and see if I can download it.
Oh, yeah, you probably can get it free.
I
Or
do book-
even better, you probably go to YouTube and find someone reading it out loud to you.
I got the
want-
library.
I want Hillary Clinton reading it out loud
Oh,
to
yeah.
me.
Oh, I would pay extra money for that copy, actually.
From jail.
Oh, no, if she read you, be like, this is exactly how I did it. But anyway, now a judge came out and blocked Trump's attempt to require proof of citizenship to vote.
Of course.
I could be wrong on the amendments, but there are 4 amendments about voting rights. I think it's 14, 19, 23, and 27. They all use the word citizen in the verbiage. So you have to be a citizen to vote. And these folks are like, no, you don't need to prove you're a citizen. Like, it's already illegal to vote if you're not a citizen. I'm like, okay, well, murder is already against the law, so why ban any kind of gun? Right?
Makes me feel better.
Makes me feel better to know that you have to prove that you're a citizen to vote, because you know what? There are bad people out there that break the law. That's why we have prisons, you know?
Well, what do you need when you go and get a loan? You need to prove who you are, don't you? When you go and get a library card, you have to prove who you are, don't you?
Yeah, and I have to provide identification to buy beer, to buy cigarettes, to get on a plane, to drive, but not to vote.
100%.
And you know, I brought this up before, and someone's like, "Yeah, but those aren't rights; those are privileges." Oh, I was like, "Okay, how about buying a gun?" And they get pissed off at that one every time. I was like, "You make me go through a background check. You forced me to incriminate myself and violate my Fifth Amendment rights to buy a gun."
Yep, they wanted the background rights checks, didn't they?
Yeah, and I was like, "This is all against the law too." And for a right, not a privilege. I have a right to keep and bear arms, and it shall not be infringed. And you simply make me file paperwork to buy a gun is infringing on my right to own a gun.
You're right. Look, you got to look at it another way as well too. Your Second Amendment rights, you've got a right to bear arms, haven't you? Then
the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed.
When you go to get a gun, you've got to prove that you're guilty until you prove that you're innocent with a background check.
Correct.
You're guilty. You're guilty until you're proven innocent.
Which is fun because in West Virginia, I fill out my paperwork, they sell me my gun, and then they turn in the paperwork. And if they find out I'm not allowed to own that gun, the sheriffs show up to my door.
Yeah.
Which they haven't. I've purchased some guns here. I tell you, man, I love it out here in West Virginia, man. I literally go up my back door and shoot.
Nice.
And I don't even need a hunting permit or tags to shoot an animal on my property.
Oh wow.
I could just say like, "Oh, it was eating my my vegetable garden, so I shot it."
Then you have
Like,
to call like the game warden just to like let him know.
No.
No, just to like keep track of, just for inventory, like what's going
Oh no,
on
there's
around
so
them.
many deer out here; it's ridiculous, dude.
Okay.
And they will eat your vegetable garden, and you can shoot them for eating your vegetables. And it's like, what are you supposed to do? Like, let the animal rot away? It's like, no, obviously, I'm not going to waste the animal. I'm going to eat it, right?
Yeah.
If you want to go on someone else's property, or
that's one thing I don't understand why people hunt bears. You're not gonna eat it, so why? Like I can see for the skin, but goddamn, how much?
Oh, are you kidding me? First of all, I'm going to go bear hunting this year.
Are you?
Yeah, never been bear hunting.
Rug.
No, I want to make a cold weather suit, like pants and a jacket that's bear skin. But I've never eaten bear, so I'm gonna taste it, right?
Oh God, good luck with that. I heard it's gamey as hell.
Well, that's fine.
Get some recipes because I heard.
Oh, I got special seasonings already put aside. But even if I don't like it, I have 3 dogs, and that'll feed my dogs
That's good. Yeah.
for
See,
6 to 8 months.
see, at least you use the bear for something, not just like for the skin itself.
Yeah, I mean, why would I throw away all that food? Like, I can
Yeah.
just not buy dog food for like 6 months if I
Yeah.
kill a bear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the dog's gonna love it.
Let me know when you get some deer because the deer meat I hear is different from the mountains than the swamplands and stuff. Because of
Actually, it's funny. I just fed my daughter her first venison a couple days ago. Oh, she loved it. My other daughter, the 2-year-old, did not like it. She spat it right out. But the 5-year-old's like, it's so good.
Yeah, that's kids. That's all. Taste buds haven't developed yet.
That was great.
It's like kangaroo meat, yeah. It's like kangaroo meat, mate. We used to feed our dogs. They used to make dog food out of it. But then they realised that kangaroo meat is one of the best meats in the world to eat because it's nearly zero fat on it. Basically, nearly zero fat.
Well, you want some fat still, but damn, you can eat kangaroo?
Yeah. Mate, you put it on a pan and flip it. As soon as you put it on, it cooks that quick because there's nearly zero fat on it.
Damn. So I heard kangaroo is like the cousin that went to jail.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny he says that people used to not eat kangaroo.
My lovely assistant today, she's a chef as well. She just says best served, almost rare kangaroo meat.
Almost rare.
I just like to apologize to her for having to listen to my filthy mouth and our ridiculous talking points about what's going on in the United States.
He's rubbing out some scratchies because it's a birthday tomorrow, so I bought her some scratchies.
But I think it's funny you saying how people didn't used to eat kangaroo and then they realized it was one of the best meats out there. The same thing used to happen with lobsters on the the coast in New England.
The French used to set prices for that was cruel and unusual to feed them lobster because it's bottom feeding.
Yeah, well, Massachusetts, the union got together and said, you're not allowed to feed us lobster more than twice a week because it's a bottom feeder, it's garbage. And everyone's like, what is it, like $13 a pound for lobster or something?
Yeah.
Especially Maine lobster. You know what I mean? Like those rock lobsters you guys got in Australia are not the same animal, and you know it.
Oh, we've got some decent sized lobsters, mate. We send most of ours over to China. And
I'm just saying it's a different animal.
Yeah, I know that. I understand that. But China's taken a lot of ours, but then they put massive tariffs on us and stop buying our stuff. Yeah, like
we buy them. Fuck it. Send it this way.
Don't listen to shit that
China's
going on about. Tell you what.
That Maine lobster expensive as hell over here. So.
Oh, it's delicious, and it's
no, but I said it's expensive as hell, dude.
No, it is expensive, and that's the thing, man. When I lived in Massachusetts, I could get lobster so cheap.
Yeah,
I would literally go to the lobster fisherman and buy it from the fisherman before he sold it to the supermarket.
Mm-hmm.
I paid him more than the supermarket paid, but I paid less than I would buy it at the supermarket. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He was excited. I was excited. I got a lobster. Then I got to take it home and boil it alive. And I don't know. Have you guys ever boiled a lobster alive?
No. I had crabs, but yeah, sometimes.
They scream.
Really, for real?
Well, what it is when you put them in the boiling water, all the air rushes out their gills, and it sounds like a scream.
Got you.
It's like, oh my God, it's screaming when you throw it in the boiling water.
Do you have the Legends in America?
We might have won
money in the lottery.
Oh. Hey, if you hit it big, send a couple bucks towards the show, all right?
I think she's only won enough money to buy 1 coffee and 2 straws.
All right.
It says a kangaroo meat. I tried kangaroo meat. I already had camel meat.
I think I've had. Oh, you definitely had camel meat in the Middle East.
Yeah, so do I. It's like
camel's really good, actually, and ostrich
crocodile. I've tried crocodile, water buffalo.
Alligator is so much better than crocodile.
I had gator, but I don't know which one it was, but
fried gator nugget tail, fried gator tail nuggets, so good, so good.
$4, he said we got.
Small coffee and 2 straws.
Small coffee and 2 straws.
I was gonna say $4 won't even get you a Starbucks coffee.
Nah, mate, we've got better stuff than Starbucks.
Next ticket.
Anyway,
wait till next birthday, legend.
Let's move back on the topic here. The Democrats are actually it looks like the party's fracturing altogether, and now they have this war plan to try to get rid of the weak and woke image.
Who
because
every,
it's not working for him.
who came out with this plan?
Bernie Sanders.
David Hogg.
No. Because Hogg want to go all woke,
Yes.
hardcore. Then you got fucking what's the name of the from New Orleans guy? He's been
She's
Oh,
Elisa
you're
Slotkin.
talking Carville.
Carvel.
Oh yeah, we got something in here from him too. I've been following him closely
But
lately,
that
actually.
he's dropping the fucking woke, but he going hard on immigrants.
Well, he wants to split the party in half.
No, he want no.
Mhm.
He want the Democrat like the socialists, like, hey, go away.
And the
Whatever.
progressives.
Yeah, the progressives that you just want to keep central, but he's still fucking woke when it comes to immigration.
Kinda. I mean, he was a Marine.
Yeah, but
So-
who the hell is these people talking about the ditch and the weak and the woke?
Elisa Slotkin, she was a CIA analyst. Now she's a senator. And
One
she's
person.
saying
One
she's
person.
been tasked with testing a new strategy to contain and defeat the United States president. She's a Michigan senator, and she's acknowledged the public perception of the party is weak and woke, and urges the Democrats to embrace alpha energy.
Look, I
They won't work.
kind of tune into politics. I haven't even heard of her. I don't know what she looks like.
She,
So she's like,
cute woman. Check it out. First one, Democrat overhaul question mark.
okay, but I'm saying like I'm fucking tuned in, like very a little bit better than most people, but I haven't heard about this. Who the fuck is talking about this shit like this?
Elisa
know?
Slotkin, Carville, and a whole bunch of these guys.
No, Carville was talking about the getting rid of the fucking socialists.
And
Then
the
you got Debbie
progressives who are pushing the trans stuff and everything, all this.
Yes. Then you got David Hogg, who want to fucking kick every fucking old fart in there. It doesn't go with his party line.
It's funny because Hogg was saying how we're gonna primary you all, you old farts that don't see the new way. So go ahead and resign now. One senator already said he's not going to run again because of this.
Dick Durbin.
Yeah,
Yeah,
There you go,
second
Dick
one,
Durbin.
yeah.
He was the second one after Chuck Schumer.
Yes,
But
but they're
you gotta
talking about
look at
trying
it
to
like this.
reclaim the. They're trying to talk about trying to reclaim the party for the working family, and that's not helping with the migrants and the. We're going to help everyone. We're going to give everyone money from the taxpayer. Meanwhile, the people that are working are going, "What the fuck? I'm the taxpayer." You
Right.
know?
I don't want to pay for
Well,
everyone.
You've got to look at it the way the Democrats, they're going to be fractured for years and years and years. But the way it is, they've been inbred this way for how many decades? The way they've been going down this one path towards
Since
wokeism.
Obama, basically, I would say.
Yeah, right. So you look at that, that's at least 2 decades.
Oh my God, I'm so old.
Maybe even more. And the thing
No,
is,
Obama came out in
all these
2008.
I don't know. Clinton
Democrats
was
aren't
trying
gonna
to
change.
reduce this. Clinton was trying to reduce the size of government. He had a plan to bring us back to net zero on budget.
Mhm.
I liked that, and now, but that got overthrown as soon as Bush took office.
Yeah,
Senior.
with the fucking 9/11 and just government got inflated.
I'll cut him some slack on that one. He had to respond to 9/11.
Yeah, but the fucking radicals took over, like Nancy Pelosi, and just she kind of was sitting in the background waiting for her turn.
Well, what's
Oh,
funny you
she's
say that.
gone.
It's funny you say that because Pelosi was one of the ones saying we need to tariff China reciprocally.
Yeah, but this is talking points. They never fucking did it.
No, because the Democrats know if they actually fix these fucking problems, they can't campaign on it next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
like
that's right. They can't turn it around. They're going to be fractured. They're
just
going
like
to be fractured for years to come.
just like the medical industry. It's like there's more money in treating a disease than curing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's a Florida Democrat who's saying the party is dead and is announced a party change on the Senate floor. And I say that, but this is their local government, not federal. Jason Pizzo, he's a state minority leader. He's leaving the Democrat Party because the party's dead.
Damn.
Whoa.
Fucking Florida's
But
ultra
I bet he's
MAGA.
not a registering Republican.
Ultra
Maybe
MAGA.
not. Not maybe not, but how many Democrats that are in high positions did we watch say I'm not a Democrat anymore? But they made a big deal out of 2 Republicans that left the party, and one of them was Liz Cheney.
Right.
They were never Republicans, mate.
Yeah, you exactly. That's a rhino anyway.
Lisa Murkowski left the party too.
Markowski, there you go. Uh, Tim Walz, man, he can't learn his lesson, can he?
I don't know what. After that fucking beating, dude, I would just die in the background. You know, let me retire. Just be happy.
He should, but he's saying that Trump's administration is all about gulags and chaos. Do you remember when the biggest city in his state was burning to the ground? His wife,
Kenosha,
his no, Minnesota,
Minneapolis.
Minneapolis was burning down. His wife actually made it a point of going out online and on TV saying she opened the window to smell the burning tires.
Yeah.
I don't know why the fuck.
Because it was the smell of freedom. And it's like, your city's burning down and you're supporting it and you're in charge.
Well, see, he's AG. See what he's doing? He's trying to sue Trump to get men back into female sports.
Why? It's funny you say that too. Actually, Martina Navratilova, one of the biggest anti-Trump people, especially on trans stuff, is finally coming around to men and women's sports. Like, no, maybe you're right on this one, actually. And anyone who doesn't know who she is, she's a tennis player. And she's like 65 now. Like, keeps reminding me how old I am because I remember hearing her name in the news back in the day. And I couldn't tell you
yesterday.
Wasn't
What's
Billie
that?
Jean King, was it?
No, Martina Navratilova.
Oh, Martina.
And check this out. I just saw Andre Agassi's name show up in the news.
Is it
Remember
like
him?
his son or something like that?
No, actually Andre, and not playing tennis. He is in the finals for pickleball.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I've never played pickleball.
Oh my
The
god.
man's too old to play competitive tennis. I mean, he was one of the best in the world at one point. Didn't he
Yeah.
compete against McEnroe?
Oh, yeah.
I heard
What's
his
life
name
like,
recently
Ricky?
too. McElroy. Was he like somewhere else?
John McEnroe was the one who used to like chuck his tennis racket and like
Yeah,
box
yeah,
everyone
but
out.
is he doing something else now? Like I heard his name somewhere else.
I've seen him acting more than anything lately.
No, okay.
John McEnroe.
Wasn't he in basketball or something? Didn't he act in basketball?
He probably was, honestly. Basketball was funny. That was the guy from South Park.
Yeah, he was in freaking anyways, John Adam Sandler movie too.
Anyway, Democrat or former Democrat right here from West Virginia, the one that no, I'm sorry, not the one here from Virginia. I'm sorry, the guy in New York that AOC displaced, Crowley, is saying that AOC doesn't have a real chance on it as a national candidate. She has no real opportunity to be a president of the United States.
Shh, don't say that out loud. Let her keep going. Let her keep going.
I don't understand what just happened here.
What do you mean? Oh.
All of a sudden there's I got a link that's
yeah, really long. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's the same one I already have open.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just I don't
Carville,
know.
let AOC keep going. Let her keep going.
Well, she might become senator in New York.
I don't think that's a goal. She want to go run for president. She's 35 now. She's an old hag.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
not yet. She got to 2028, so probably that's.
She's got a chance to be senator. I don't know if the entire state of New York's going to vote for her, though.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. And I got a feeling her own district doesn't know who she is. I mean, from what I've seen, people doing interviews, they don't like her anyway. But she keeps getting elected because, yeah, that big long link, Brian, apparently is the same one that AOC won.
Okay.
I don't know how that showed up though. Like, anyway, but Carville was calling for the Democrats to stop this woke garbage, stop this basically what AOC is doing. And actually, he's upset in particular that Carville was saying that AOC and Bernie Sanders they're flying around with their stop the oligarchy tour, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Flying on a plane that costs $15,000, a private jet that costs $15,000 an hour. Like, oh, we got to stop the rich people. Let me get on my private jet and fly to the next city and say the same thing. If you're not rich and paying for this aircraft, who is? Is it the taxpayers? Is it the
Doubtful.
people donating to your party? Who? And let's be real, the Democrats have been the party of the rich for at least 10 years now, right?
Probably 20. Ever since fucking China opened the doors for fucking.
Yeah, who? John Kerry was involved in that, wasn't he? Opening trade
No,
up. No, maybe it was
Nixon.
Bush.
Nixon.
Nah, it was more okay. I'm saying more recent than that when they said if we open the doors to trade with China, China will become democratic.
Yeah.
Yeah, capitalist democratic, but it would
No,
turn
I
into
think
them becoming communist and using slave labor.
Yeah, Nixon's back in the 70s or something like that.
Well, here's the thing too, is a lot of people aren't realizing that China has publicly stated that they expect to be the only world superpower by 2048.
Mm-hmm.
They said everyone else will either be supporting China or will have been defeated.
Yeah, well, how's that working out for them right now?
Well, that's why Trump's instead of going to war with these assholes, let's
Mhm.
cripple their economy.
Yeah, because they don't dumbass that didn't fucking create their own consumer base. They create their own export. They don't consume anything they import. I mean, they produce. So now they're hurting.
Yeah, well, Newsom is now saying that China has, I'm not sorry, not China, California has surpassed Japan as the fourth largest economy in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I would just like to point out there's like 5,000 people in California that are actually like bringing in money to the state, and everyone else is basically in poverty
Yeah,
and shitting on the roads.
yeah,
Highest poverty rate besides West Virginia, but that's because there's like you're either a logger or a miner in West Virginia for the most part.
yeah.
And he is hoping that gun manufacturing picks up here because of these new laws passed. Maybe Smith and Wesson will move out of Kentucky to West Virginia, but
That's not gonna happen.
no, because they just moved out of Massachusetts. If they were going to do it, they would have done it
The
then and
first
not move
time
again.
around.
Yeah. All right.
You know, it was amazing when Newsom cleaned up the streets.
Yeah, for
Just
the
the Chinese
Chinese.
Oh,
buddies.
for the Chinese to show up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll
if
pick
you
up the
could
human.
do it then.
Exactly. That proved that it could be done. They didn't care to do it until the fucking communist leader showed up.
Yep, and it looked like downtown Beijing when they had all finished.
Mm.
Oh yeah, well the Chinese flags.
All right. Brian, I'm sure you heard about this the Minnesota Tesla vandal.
Yes. I think I
Please
shared
tell
this
me about it.
article or shared an article similar to this. Yeah, the vandal is he's going to go into the diversion program instead of getting actual charges.
Yeah, because it was a fucking Tim Walsh person.
Yeah,
No?
he's on the staff of the governor of Minnesota. So he thinks he's above the law.
Yeah, well, I thought this is not like I thought it was fucking terrorist fucking crime. Isn't that federal?
The federal could pick it up, but right now it's being handled by the district
local.
attorney, the
Mm,
Soros district attorney, paid for by Soros. So
aiding and abetting criminals, dude. Aiding and
Yep.
abetting. Well, whatever. I mean, what the Minnesota so fucked up?
and you get no better either.
No.
Yeah.
I'm-
Well, that frustrates the crap out of me. This diversion thing they're talking about.
Yeah.
I bet usually after you get charged with a crime. No, right beforehand.
Yeah, it's just a mess. Like, oh no, you know what? Federal government step in. Let's bring in terrorism charges.
That's what I was.
We talked about that right
Yeah.
before you came back. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're
Definitely.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just it's oh no. She's like, oh, recidivism. You're more likely to reoffend after going to prison. It's like, dude, this dude keyed a bunch of cars on video, and for the love of God, we all know by now Teslas have fucking cameras in them, right?
Lots
No,
of
apparently
cameras.
this idiot did it.
So that makes it okay? And how do you not know by now? This shit's all over the internet with videos of these guys doing this shit.
Just aiding and abetting these fucking criminals. He defended without.
You really want to put an end to it? You know what you got to do? You got to go after these politicians that are encouraging them.
Well, that's the thing,
All
though.
these politicians out there speaking about and carrying on. Jasmine
We need to
Crockett
vote
and
him
shit
out of
like that.
office, but we need to vote him out of office. But the problem is, a lot of these fucking morons that vote for him genuinely think that they're picking up the cause.
Yeah.
Yeah. The districts are going to keep on voting back in.
Well, the problem is these folks have nothing to fight against, and they want to feel like they're burning their bras in the 60s and 70s, or
Yeah.
defending freedom in the world like the 40s. Dude, you've had it so good for so long that you don't like that someone's trying to save you money, so you're gonna key someone else's car.
Yeah.
What
And most
the
of them
fuck?
are Democrats want them too, because a lot of Democrats bought them because they're environmental friendly.
Yeah, and I actually put this out on Facebook recently. I was like, I've never been so glad to have a gas guzzling 5.7 liter Hemi engine than right now, because at least no one's gonna spray paint my car for destroying the environment at this point.
Right.
Go put a Republican sticker on your friendly Democrats, bloody Tesla.
Oh, I love it too. People are
Yeah.
taking the Tesla emblems off them and putting like Audi symbols on them. And I was like, anyone who's confused, anyone who's distracted or falls for this is a fucking moron.
You talk about the Democrat side, so yeah.
Yeah, exactly. No, exactly, Guapo. These guys don't know what's going on. They don't know what these cars are, and they're the ones who went and told everyone, if you don't buy one, you're an evil person and you're a Nazi. Now, if you own one, you're a Nazi. Like, you can't win with these assholes, so don't even try. So go ahead and go ahead and buy that Ram 1500 Bighorn package and say fuck it and get 15 miles to the gallon.
Yep.
What did Tim Wolf say? Go and use some bloody flossing line and bloody rip your thing off.
Well, he was the one who was all excited when Tesla stock went down. He's like, every time I need to pick me up, I just look at the Tesla stock. I'm like, dude, your state has more stock in Tesla than Elon Musk does. You are hurting your own employees in the state with their pension.
Yep.
Because it's a fucking. Anyways.
Does not
This is
care.
a fucking moron.
Yeah, and
Kevin
people
Leary.
voted for this. You know what? You voted. You get what you voted for.
No, exactly. You get what you deserved. You deserved this because you voted for it. And well, I didn't know any better. Then maybe you shouldn't have voted if you didn't know what was going on, right?
What did Kevin Leary say about Tim Wolf? He said he must be the dumbest politician he knows.
Kevin Leary?
Yeah. Bloke from Shark
the
Tank.
actor?
No, bloke from Shark Tank.
The Shark Tank.
Oh, Kevin O'Leary.
O'Leary,
Yeah, Mr. Wonderful.
Mr. Wonderful. Yeah, him.
Yeah, I've been watching him a lot lately. His news appearances, and I'm just laughing my butt off because that dude knows money too.
Him and the guy from CNN, Scott Jenkins.
Oh, Scott Jenkins, he's killing it, isn't he?
Oh yeah, he's fucking hilarious, dude. I'm surprised.
And he blows him up too.
I know he needs to have his own show, dude. But it's him and fucking Gutfeld. They need to get together or something, dude.
Oh, mate.
Gutfeld actually just blew up his own network recently.
Oh, really?
Well, they did a Fox poll, and he's like, let's be real. He's like, we look at Fox polls, we look at CNN polls. He's like, maybe there's a little bias on both sides with our viewers, you know? And everyone's all upset at him. Like, that guy makes a good point, you know?
Yeah, like let him be funny, dude. Like,
Gutfeld. That's the thing is, Gutfeld's a funny guy.
Yeah.
I don't know if you are aware. Remember Maxim magazine?
Yeah.
He used to be the senior editor for that magazine.
No fucking way. That used to be my magazine back in the day.
I got Maxim and stuff.
I never got stuff. Maxim used to be my shit.
Oh yeah, dude. And there was no nudity, but there was always like a fold-out centerfold thing of a gorgeous woman in a bathing suit. You know what I mean? And then shit, I learned how to roll a joint from Maxim magazine. There was actually like a how to roll a joint. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, thanks, Gutfeld.
But hasn't he got the number one ranking now? Hasn't he got the #1 ranking in late night shows?
Yes,
Probably, yeah.
on cable news.
Oh, on cable, yeah, he's flogging Kimmel and all that, isn't he?
Yeah, but
No,
I mean, you
no.
look, then you go and look at online stuff like Tucker Carlson and like Tim Pool and Joe Rogan, and they're getting 3 times the viewership.
Yeah, but not like what they're looking for, like the comedy side from
Yeah.
it. You know?
Late night
Because
shows.
I don't got Fox, but I gotta look for Gapville on YouTube just to
Oh,
find
his
the funniest-
monologue's hilarious.
Yeah.
Talk about Tim Pool. Did you see him in the bloody White House the other day?
I was just gonna say,
Yeah.
he was in the White House and he asked a question about like, why is the media lying so much, and what are you gonna do about it? Did you see Hassan Piker respond to him?
About the fucking suits and stuff.
Well, he brought up the suit. He's like, "You're not wearing a suit." He's like, "I'm also not asking for $3 trillion, asshole. And I'm not in the
Right.
Oval Office." No, but Tim asks, is like, they brought up the Covington kids and they, this and that, whatever. Because now they're saying Maryland man, and that's just not true. And Hassan Piker's like, "Oh, he's not a Maryland man. He's not. What is he from, like DC?" And you're like, "Motherfucker, he's an El Salvadorian citizen."
No,
How
if
did
it-
you know this.
If it was an American citizen, we would have said right away American citizen.
And that's the thing, that they're trying to mislead you with Maryland man.
Yeah.
And,
Yep.
And Brian, in case you don't know who Hassan Piker is, which I know you don't, he is this isn't going to help you much, but he's the nephew of Cenk Uygur, one of the co-founders of the Young Turks.
Okay.
But remember when we played that game, Podcast or Terrorist?
Yeah.
Hassan Piker was the podcaster in that game. So any of the quotes that were from a podcaster instead of a terrorist was Hassan Piker. He's the one who said, "Go ahead and kill all the Jews." Anyway, New York City woman has also been charged with a hate crime for the Cybertruck vandalism, I guess is the word I'm looking for. Turns out she's a family therapist, telling people how to deal with their anger and issues and stuff like that. And it's like, you're right. The right way to deal with your anger is to definitely destroy someone else's property, because that's healthy, right?
You're probably going to have a hard time getting clients in the future.
Look, maybe not, but she might lose her license over this from whatever board it is that gives out these. I don't know what board it is that does therapy, but
It depends on the state.
maybe. But isn't there like a national thing for like medical and all these other things? Maybe you're right. Maybe it is state. I'm not sure. I haven't looked into it enough. But
Why not?
let's bring up, because I don't care enough.
No.
Let's bring up Crockett again, because that woman won't leave the news, huh? Now she's talking shit about Elon. He ain't no genius. He's an idiot. He's the richest man on the planet, and you have to fake a black accent to.
Yeah, her accent changes all the time.
Yeah, just like AOC and Hillary Clinton, right? I don't feel nowhere's tired no more. But yeah, she's like, he's an idiot. I was like, the dude's worth more money than everyone you know combined, and I'm going to assume you know the president of the United States. You know? Just like my brother's like, oh, these rich people need to pay more tax. I was like, Elon Musk. He goes, yeah, exactly. We should pay more tax. I was like, how? I was like, he pays more tax than you and everyone you know combined in
Yep.
their entire lives. He paid last year.
Yep.
He's like, yeah, we just tax his wealth. I'm like, what do you mean? You're saying he has to sell his stock to pay taxes? And he's like, yeah, why not? And I was like, because as soon as he sells his stock in Tesla, the value of Tesla goes down. And now I lose money, and so does everyone else who owns stock in Tesla. So you just destroyed my pocket by trying to tax someone else. He doesn't get it, though. He's convinced his wife that Vermont just gives everybody checks every month and food stamps every month. That's just what Vermont does. I was like, no, that's what happens to poor people. It's called welfare. Well, she's a social worker. He doesn't work. and he doesn't invest. He doesn't do anything. He got an inheritance, or she got an inheritance. They bought 40 acres in Vermont. He's got 40 acres of maple trees. Won't even make his own maple syrup.
What a
You'd run a
dumbass.
small little company with that.
Yeah.
That's what I said. I was like, you could be selling this shit all the way down the coast of the United States. People would love homemade Vermont maple syrup.
Yeah.
Export it, make a few extra dollars.
I even said that. I was like, the world knows Vermont makes the best maple syrup.
Yeah.
But he's like, oh, it just sounds like so much work. I was like, and this is why you are nowhere. This is why you are on welfare. He refuses to put in the littlest. He's always had a get rich quick scheme, you know? And
You know,
don't
there's
get me wrong,
illegal immigrants.
I love my brother, but he's never put in the effort, you know? And he's the one who told me that socialism is a great idea. I'm like, dude, you're literally saying take from those who have and give to those who do not. But the problem is, you. He's like, what do you mean? I was like, you do nothing, and you expect to take a piece of my paycheck to pay for your 40 acres when I own less land. You know?
Well, you know what? He should share the 40 acres to everybody else.
That's what I told him because he's like, "Oh, my house." Like, what do you mean my house? I mean, you mean our house? He didn't like that.
Hmm.
He's like, "No, it's mine. I bought it." It's like, "No, no, no. You're a socialist. There's no such thing as my property.
This our house.
It's our property." Yeah. Pissed him off, and I was like, "I don't know. This is literally what you tell." But he also thinks that welfare and in any kind of government assistance in any manner is socialism, not real socialism, because he's never bothered to look into this shit and find out what it actually is, you know? But again, he's getting food stamps and they're giving him cheese and all this other stuff.
You don't get government cheese anymore.
You do in Vermont.
No.
Damn.
It's Vermont cheese.
Or the cows.
Vermont
Or the
cheese.
cows.
Yeah.
They get it from Ben and Jerry's.
Dude, did you see the shit going on with Ben and Jerry's and Unilever?
No. Oh, the Unilever, yes.
They're demanding Unilever sell back Ben and Jerry's to them, and Unilever's like, no, fuck you, and you better stop this woke garbage, or we're gonna stop giving you the $20 million a year we give you, because it's not selling. Well, here's the thing: Unilever, they make the Dove soap, right?
Yeah. They use other stuff, iced tea and stuff like that. They do
Oh,
more
man.
than just the soap.
Yeah, they do a lot of stuff. Yes, but
Yeah.
they make Dove, and Dove actually had to change.
Dove,
once they bought
iced
Ben and
tea,
Jerry's-
like
All right. Well, once they bought Ben and Jerry's, they stopped going from attractive people in their commercials for their soap commercials to big, heavy women going, "You're still beautiful. Buy our product." It's like, that's because you want them to stuff their face with Ben and Jerry's and still buy your soap.
Well, Unilever owns all kinds of shit.
yeah, they do. They got a plant over here in Suffolk. You've
They
been
do.
there.
I was just pointing out that
Yeah.
they do Dove as well.
Tea and fucking yeah.
So I guess the Enterprise is about to be retired.
No, they shut the fucking elevators, lock in place and stuff like that. They just get it to go, so just make another move. That's all it is.
So what are they gonna do with it? Just put it in the ghost
Uh,
fleet?
they're gonna take whatever they're creating out of it to cannibalize it and just I don't know after that.
I mean, I understand, but at the same time, it might not be a bad idea to keep that thing in operating condition.
It's not
No,
an
they
operating
make
condition anymore.
No, they're gonna make another Enterprise.
There's always another Enterprise being built.
True. You're right. You can't have more than one Enterprise, but at the same time,
I think this is the
what,
first one
2
or
or
the
3
second one.
times we've busted out battleships since they've been retired, right?
That can't happen anymore either.
Why not?
I think I need to.
They're all floating museums now.
No, I think we need to
Yeah.
bring back a battleship and make a 1 or 2.
Well, especially if we're gonna go to war with Iran,
Mm-hmm.
just bomb the fuck out of them with
8-inch, 12-inch guns.
Exactly, and that's the thing is like, oh, Iran won't be an issue, dude. It's not flat land; it's mountainous. You can't
Yeah.
just fly over and drop a bomb. So bombard the shore and send the Marine Corps in, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I still think something terrible is going to happen with Iran and the United States, and I don't want to be involved at all. But I don't think we have much of a choice at this point.
Mm.
Anyway, we brought up the army commander. Where was it? Sweden, that refused to put the picture of Trump.
Benson
Yeah.
Hexet. What is it with all these female fucking commanders, dude? They cannot follow orders.
And that's the thing. It's like if it turns out at first they go, "Oh, we didn't have the new pictures to put in, so we left it blank." Turns out they did. They just turned them around backwards.
Yeah, this was Wisconsin.
What?
She was a garrison cancer commander of Fort McCoy, Wisconsin.
Oh, I could have sworn this is in Sweden or something.
Nah.
The Iceland commander lost her job.
Yeah, that's the
Okay,
one.
Iceland is where I was thinking. Okay,
Yeah.
you're right. All right, so another one then.
Yeah.
And exactly, dude. Like if you can't follow an order as simple as you always have the chain of command on the wall, right?
Mm-hmm.
What happens when it comes down to real orders? Are you going to say no thanks?
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was the one in Greenland that sent out the email blast saying,
Yeah.
"I don't like the vice president." And it's like, "Oh, you're fired too."
Yep.
Come on, like
It's okay to have your personal opinions when you keep them to yourself, but you know,
how fast
Yep,
would you have
go on,
been
mate.
a court martial for something like this when you were enlisted, right?
enlisted person, yeah.
And they keep telling us how World War III is coming, but these people won't follow basic orders. And I hear a lot of civilians like, "Oh, what difference does it make? They're allowed to." It's like, no, you're not allowed to. You sign away your rights when you sign up. I don't think the average person understands that. You sign away your right to free speech when you join the service. You cannot go out there and say, "I don't like the president, and here's why." It is against the law.
Yeah. You're not allowed to go to any rallies or political events in your uniform either.
No, correct. You can go, but you may not bring your uniform. You may not even
Identify as a military person.
Correct. Because the military is supposed to be neutral. All they do is follow orders. And if your soldiers and your sailors and your airmen cannot follow orders, how are you ever going to win a war?
100%.
Yeah. Guess we'll find out soon enough, huh? And now some army soldier or former soldier. I think we talked about this guy when he got arrested, but he's being sentenced, or he was sentenced.
Yeah, he got
selling,
his sentence now.
Yeah, and what was the sentence? Do you know?
Oh,
Being sentenced
it's
for
fine.
selling secret military documents to the Chinese.
And he knew what he was doing. He admitted that he knew that he was he conspired to collect and transmit national defense information and export them unlawfully to China. He did it for 2 years, almost 2 years.
Mm.
And he did it for $42,000.
$42,000, and you signed your life away. Less than a year's pay.
Well, fucking bring the guillotine, dude. Fuck.
Guillotine, dude. What the fuck, man?
Treason.
Again, it's not treason. We're not at war.
Sell it to a foreign adversary. Okay, you're right.
Yeah, but we're not at war. So I mean, the best you can get is sedition.
He got 7 years.
Holy
That
fucking
doesn't
shit.
sound like enough.
Hold on, no. We're
He's
not.
only
Where,
25 years old.
Oh my god, he's gonna get up by fucking 32 years old.
Yeah, I say he'll be 32. That's still plenty young to. I say plenty young to do something, but good luck finding a job anywhere when you were put in prison for this.
Yeah, nobody's gonna hire you.
What you went to jail for? Selling secrets? Yeah, you're not hired.
Yeah, it's like KFC's like, we're not telling you our secret recipe.
Yeah.
No
You'll go straight
KFC
to
for
Wendy's
you.
You'll go straight to
You'll sell
Popeyes
it to
with
the
that shit.
Chinese.
Not even the Chinese, you'll go to Popeyes.
Fuck that, he gonna sell us to number one China.
Number one China.
Number one.
You want the KFC special? We got a recipe now.
7 years isn't enough. You're right. That guy should be looking at least 20 years. Especially, I mean, I don't think people understand what the Chinese are doing. They
No, they don't. That's why they gave it 7 years.
Well, they're stealing a lot of IP. And in case people don't
Intellectual
know,
properties.
Exactly, intellectual property. Do you know they're literally bringing people over here and they're stealing ears of corn and bringing it back to China?
They
From
can have
cornfields.
Monsanto.
Well, but China doesn't understand how our crops are so plague resistant and how they can handle the droughts and everything. Like, I don't understand what's going on. So they're bringing it back home and studying it. It's like, what the hell?
Just buy it from us.
Exactly. Just buy the fucking ear of corn, right?
Yeah, like you can study on your own. You don't have to steal it.
No, you fly out here. You sign some shit with China saying, I promise to come back to China. Here's what I'm going to do. You come to school in the United States to
No,
learn.
but we sell the grades to them. Like, here, use the grade, whatever. You can study it. You don't have to come over here and make a whole fucking aspire thing about it. We literally will sell it to you. That shit. You can study
Yeah.
it. There's nothing IP about it. Like, probably one or two things, but whatever, you know.
I mean, it is intellectual property. You can't just. A prime example is if you own a cornfield of natural corn and the
Mhm.
Monsanto corn, the wind blows, the Monsanto corn pollinates your corn. You owe Monsanto money for taking their formula.
Their formula, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, and it's like, dude, that was literally nature.
Yeah.
Like, I had nothing to do with the wind blowing and your crop.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have planted your crop so close to mine.
Mm.
But you know, they genetically engineered their corn.
In a good way.
No, of course not.
No,
Our
no
cave got
way.
probably gonna find out about it.
That's why we can't
That's
sell
what we
our
got.
crops in the EU because we love our GMOs here in America.
Or to Australia.
True, but when the
We won't
rain
take it
doesn't
in
fall,
here.
we still grow corn.
Yeah, we won't take anything like that here in Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you won't take USDA beef either.
Yeah, because they eat
You know what?
Monsanto stuff.
American beef is so good. I don't care what anyone says.
Well, we've got some pretty good stuff here too, mate.
Oh, I'm not saying otherwise. I'm just saying these American cows are delicious, dude.
I haven't had bison yet, so I want to try that.
Bison's okay.
Yeah. Is it gaming?
Not as tender, but
Because it's all fucking muscle.
yeah, exactly. We fatten up the cows on these giant ranches and we pump them full of hormones.
Yeah, that's the thing. People forget that fat is good, but
Well, that's the thing is eating fat and getting fat are different.
yeah, eating fat is good, but getting fat is bad.
Yeah, you need fat in your diet.
Especially we need. I was watching Joe Rogan episode about this guy killing a moose, and he wanted to eat the brains because of the fattening.
Yeah. Well, it's
And-
funny. The wife won't eat fat on meat, and I will pick up my fork and chew on it for 20
Yeah.
minutes. That big old gob on the side, and she's like, "That's disgusting." I'm like, it's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good for you.
Yeah,
First time I went out to Chili's with her back when the baby back ribs were a big deal,
mhm.
and she saw me snap a rib in half and suck out the marrow.
Bone
almost
marrow
threw
is
up her
good
dinner.
too.
Yeah, she almost threw up her dinner. And I was like, it's so delicious.
It's
so
fucking good for
buttery.
you.
Well, it's so good for you, and it's
Yeah.
delicious.
Yeah.
But everyone looks at you like you're crazy when you eat this stuff. Like,
No, that's
this
what
is
you need.
do.
Brain, fucking bone marrow, and fat.
That's how you keep the cancer away.
Just don't eat human brain because that'll give you kuru.
Unless you're a CNN reporter.
Oh my god! Thank you so much. That dude's career ended, didn't it?
I forgot who he was, but yeah.
Exactly. The guy who ate human in Africa.
It's
And
like, hey,
dude, what's the matter with
fattening?
you?
Yeah, that's human brain.
What's the matter with you, dude? You ate human. That's not okay. But anyway, it looks like China's looking to suspend their tariff on the U.S. Shit's going bad in China. I keep seeing news reports going either way on this one.
Yeah.
But everything I'm seeing from outside the United States, like CNN, China's economy is spiraling.
Yeah, because they never produce their own consumer. Just
Well, the entire world is turning their back on China right now.
yeah, but they never out consume their own product. Like they never fucking built anything for Chinese. They just built everything for everybody else. Oh,
We're gonna take.
and they built everything for Americans, so nobody else know another fucking language besides American English.
Let's be real here. The Americans are the #1 consumer on the planet.
Yeah,
We buy more
And
product.
we can decide who we want to buy from.
Exactly. We'll buy Australian instead. You know.
Yeah, we buy
Let's-
fucking Vietnamese instead.
Let's
or whatever.
let's only buy NATO. How is that?
We got the purchasing power, and then you fucking realize that.
We'll only buy UK.
Well, I mean,
How
okay,
much? They don't got the purchasing power like we do.
does Australia? What vehicles does Australia make?
Fords.
Mate, yeah, we've got a few, mate. We've got Fords. We've got a lot of Asian vehicles here too.
No,
Toyota's a
not-
big seller.
Do you guys have a car brand that is Australian?
No, we
They got
lost
the
it.
Yugo.
Holden's no longer made. We used to have a
Holden?
Holden car.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know they still existed.
No, mate, no, it's shut down.
Oh.
GMH took them over.
All right.
But look,
GMH took it over and then cut it all out. So there goes the Australian-made car.
Toyota got smart. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna put a plant in every fucking place I sell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Whoa,
and get
why
this
ship
kid
it across
smarter
the
too.
planet?
Yeah,
Yeah, Kia are now taking over.
yeah, and then they could be like, hey, you can put tariff on me. Like, hey, I build products here. Okay, you're right. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
All right. Yeah. Well, exactly. Toyota is building their cars in the United States, so there's no tariff on buying a Toyota.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, like high price tariff and stuff, whatever.
Well,
But
it's made-
we've got a few American cars out here too now.
Yeah.
You're starting to see more American cars out here.
You got the Cybertruck.
Not yet. There might be down places like Sydney and Melbourne.
Yeah, I'm sure you can
They-
get
they
one if
might
you
have a
wanted
couple down
one,
there.
but-
They're getting cheaper,
They-
dude. Like they're not like 75,000. Like, yeah,
I
that's
I
it.
think it's like 100,000. I thought.
No, depends.
Yeah.
Like, well, no, the Cybertruck, but Tesla itself, they're getting cheaper
No.
and cheaper.
Yeah,
I
shit.
saw
There's
an
a lot of Ram
article
trucks in
that
that.
there was an electric car company that came out with a $20,000 truck,
Rivian.
Yeah.
and there's
problem-
no radio, there's no digital screens. It's the bare bones EV truck.
Yeah,
Just
but
the basics.
the problem with that is a truck, like a real truck,
Well, it looked like a truck too. It didn't look like the
Cybertruck.
Cybertruck with the weird back on it. You know.
But how you do any real work in an electric truck and not just destroy
It's just
the
for show,
battery?
dude. It's just
Yeah,
for show.
Cybertruck
Then
isn't
get
a truck.
car.
Yeah. Fuck it. Honestly, I was warming up to Tesla, the sedans and stuff. He came out with this fucking Cybertruck. Like, dude, what the fuck designed your shit? The PS2 guy,
Well,
Laura Croft, PS2,
just into. Yeah, I know it does look. It does look like a
Tomb Raider.
16-bit video game vehicle.
Yeah.
But in defense of the Cybertruck, their biggest selling point is not the truck capability of the vehicle; it's the battery. You could plug in a Cybertruck and power to your house, and not charging the truck, but powering your house
Mhm.
and power your entire house for like a week.
Well, you got
Mm.
new Ford trucks can do that too.
Well, good for Ford for competing with Tesla, honestly. And
Well,
you know,
that's
make
what we
fun
need
of Ford
competition,
all you
dude.
want. Make fun of Ford all you want. They refused the government bailout. They build it in America. They invented the moving assembly line. Ford has always been a step ahead of everyone else.
No, to the Cybertruck. And there was a luxury for a while. Like, hey, you want a Cybertruck? Luxury. Super tax on that shit.
Well, yeah. What are you gonna do with a Cybertruck besides be fancy and wealthy?
Yeah,
Let's
when
be
you
real.
tax it, it would be impossible to compete with that. Like, yeah, nobody's gonna buy that shit.
Yeah, well, and really, what are you gonna do with the Cybertruck besides have a giant battery? If that's the case,
Yeah,
you can
let
just
them
buy
fucking
a
buy-
fucking generator and put it in the bed
Yeah.
of your S10.
Yeah. No, fuck the S10. I'll take a Ranger, a full Ranger.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna say I love the S10, but the Ranger is pretty nice too.
Yeah, I like the full Ranger. Like now I want a 90 Ranger, dude.
They don't
They're a
make
big
that.
seller
You
out
know,
here, the Ford
fuck
Ranger.
that. I take
I
it up to
used to
me-
know. I owned a 90 Ranger
Oh shit. I
in
would
the
take a fu-
90s. I bought it
I would
new.
take a fucking El Camino right now.
I would love
They're a
it.
big
I
seller
know
out
where
here,
you
the
can.
Ford
I know where
Ranger.
you can buy one.
I'm broke. I'm bankrupt. But
What do they want for it? And what shape?
Yeah,
is
but they're a
it?
big seller out here, the Ford Rangers.
It's got the American flag wrapped on
Of course it does. I've seen that 1,000 times.
it.
Dude, I love my Dodge Ram 1500. The thing's
Dodge.
a monster. It gets real work done. I pulled a fucking stump out of the ground with this thing.
Oh, damn.
I put it in 4-wheel low and just blah, blah, truck didn't care, you know. Granted, I did soak the earth with the hose for about 45 minutes first to make the roots come out easier. But man, it pulled this thing right out of the ground. I was like, dude, this truck's a monster. Granted, I don't drive it around a whole lot because the gas mileage sucks. That's why we also have a Chevy. Well, we have a Chevy Malibu too.
A Malibu.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And
good.
oh, dude, that thing gets
My
huge gas
ex
mileage.
my ex sold the fucking Malibu. Like, oh, why?
It's a nice ride, isn't it? It's
I
comfortable.
know it's nice. Like, good mileage
just-
on it.
It's funny.
She
trying
bought
to
the
get-
Chevy. She because I bought the Chevy. She went to get a Chevy Rab or something like that. It's like
Never heard of it.
SUV fucking.
Yeah. Well, see, I'll drive the 1500 down into town
Uh-huh.
because it's like a 10-minute drive down a mountain and then back up the mountain.
Yeah.
But if I'm going further than that, I get in the Malibu. But here's the crazy thing, dude. You drive around this big honking pickup truck, right? Then you get in a Malibu. It feels like your ass is sitting on the street.
Yep.
Yep.
So low.
Yep.
You're like, this is weird. Like my legs are stretched out in front of me instead of down on.
Dude,
the pedal.
honestly, I hate it when the new fucking SUV Mustang came out. But now that my knee hurts and to get in and out of vehicles, like, you know what? That doesn't look bad now.
Yeah, I got a side rail on my pickup truck. I have to step up onto to get into my truck.
Yeah.
And then the Malibu, I had to like get down and get
Yeah.
into the car.
Well,
I'm falling.
President Trump said early on this week that he would be going to the Pope's funeral, and he arrived today
Yeah.
for the funeral.
Yes. And again, we mentioned this earlier. He spoke to Zelensky for the first face-to-face conference since he got kicked out of the Oval
And
Office.
both sides have said it was very productive. So
Yeah.
Trump stated that both sides are pretty close to ending the war as well too.
Yeah, I don't think
Putin
so.
doesn't want to end the war. Putin's happy with the war continuing.
The
Well, I
Russians
think-
hold so much more leverage right now. There's no way they're ready to concede anything.
Hold on.
Hold on. Give us what we wanted to start.
So you say Putin want to continue the war? Who's gonna back him up? China? China's in fucking trouble right now.
What different? No,
Yeah.
he
Doesn't need anybody.
No, he used North Korean bloody missiles that last attack that Trump went off about.
Dude,
Yes,
North Korea
that's-
missile. You trust North Korean missiles?
Well,
That's
no,
probably what he used
that's the
them.
thing is the bombardment that just happened on Kiev. North Korea claimed they were North Korean missiles, and so did Russia. Did
Okay.
you guys even hear that Kiev got bombed?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
heard about that, but I didn't know it was North Korean missiles. Okay.
Apparently, it was North Korean weaponry.
Wouldn't that be a declaration of war against North Korea?
North Korea's already sent troops to the front lines, and
Yeah, and the
Ukraine-
Russians killed them.
Yeah.
and they killed themselves. I don't see Putin ending this war short.
I don't
of
either.
At least what they came in to get.
Yeah, they gotta get what they get, but it just
Well,
Yeah,
that's
they're
what
not-
Zelensky says.
they're not-
He's
nobody
not
else can
giving up
back
the
him up.
land.
China's
I reckon
Exactly.
Trump's put the pressure on. Trump's put the pressure on Putin. He's just not saying it. He doesn't want to put Putin down because he knows Putin's egotistical, like most leaders
He
are.
blew him up on Truth recently.
I know,
on
but
Truth
look
Social.
what he's done to Zelensky over bloody Putin. He's given Zelensky a bigger, harder time than what he has bloody Putin.
That's because Putin's not asking him for $3 trillion at a time.
Yeah,
That's
and
right.
I'm still waiting to see this the final memorandum of understanding for the rare earth minerals we're getting from Ukraine.
Didn't they already
Yeah,
promise
that's
him to someone
signed
else?
off.
They promised the UK first.
So, what?
But
Gonna tell the
UK
to
ain't
F off?
providing the
Dollar
military
bill, yo.
support that we are.
And that's the thing, man. Is you got Europe's like, oh, we're gonna do this and this. It's like, well, then fucking do it.
Yeah,
Reach into your pocket instead of demanding the United States do it. You know?
I mean they're
And-
back to talking about the European army. Go ahead, do it. Have
Yeah,
more.
go ahead. We're not gonna stop you,
No,
right?
But
as soon
the
as you
Europe
guys-
can't. The different European countries can't get along long enough to have a long-standing European country, a war army.
Correct. And what France is talking about giving Ukraine a nuclear weapon.
That's a great
No.
idea.
That is such a terrible idea.
It'll get knocked on the head big time.
Oh, you give them one nuke and they use it. What happens to Ukraine if they drop a nuke on
Well,
Russia?
none of this would have happened if they still had their nukes from the Soviet Union.
I will say the United States did play a part in them giving up their nukes.
Yeah, we fucked them.
We did. We fucked them hard. Without a rubber. But the thing is, that was they're saying, "Oh, well, we promised them we would do this." Is it? Yeah. First of all, what was that? Jesus
Baker.
Christ. Oh, 30 years ago?
It was Reagan era.
Yeah. No. It was the Soviet Union fell in what 94?
Reagan was president.
No, in the 80s.
94?
In the 80s.
No, I swear Soviet Union
Bill
fell in like
Clinton.
94.
Bill Clinton. Baker was the Secretary of State, so he's the one that promised Ukraine that we'd be with them for thick and thin forever if they gave up their nukes.
Yeah, the thing is, you can't. My father cannot promise my actions, right?
Well, that
Like,
means
why
the
should I go to
American
war?
word means nothing.
I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to go to war and die because someone 30 years ago said, give up your nuclear weapons. And you know
Okay,
what?
using
Ukraine
that
could easily have-
philosophy, what do we do with Taiwan?
we're going to protect Taiwan only because they make microchips.
We're moving microchips to America.
It's
At
in
that
America
point,
already. They started production.
And once that happens, honestly, I don't give a fuck about Taiwan because Taiwan is actually the true government of China. I don't know if everyone's aware of that.
Yeah, they fled China when communism came to power, and that's where they went, Taiwan.
Yes. But why should we get involved in what the second largest military power on the planet, maybe third biggest, against an island the size of fucking Rhode Island?
Rhode Island's got some cool stuff.
Yeah, but Taiwan's itty bitty. They're gonna hold off China?
No.
Yeah, with our Aegis cruisers we gave them.
China has more weapons on one ship than Taiwan has.
They don't have our technology.
No, but they got some decent tech, and they have enough of it to flat out overwhelm them, and you know it. Even with 1950s technology, China could just bombard them with old school cannons from ships, and there's nothing Taiwan could do to stop it. And don't get me wrong, I don't want that to happen, but why should I go to war and die for this? And I understand the argument, like, oh, American war is no good anymore. Dude, like, I've heard more than once that, like, not getting involved doesn't work. Look at World War I, World War II. Yeah, actually, let's look at World War I, World War II, all right?
Uh-huh.
The world went to war. The United States stayed out of it until we were forced to get involved. And look what happened after both of them. The United States took over the fucking planet.
Yeah.
Let's do it again. Let's let the world destroy itself. Then come in after, clean up the fucking mess, and say, all right, here's how it's going to go now. It's worked more than once, hasn't it?
Yeah, but that usually means we have to spend a ton of money to do it.
Yeah. It's going to cost less money to get involved at the end of the war and end it than it is to get involved at the beginning and fund the whole fucking thing through the whole goddamn fight. I don't know. Maybe this is my libertarian showing up, but I'm saying, not my chair, not my problem. You guys don't get that reference, do you?
No, I agree with you. I think the best thing that Trump's done is stayed right out of it.
He took us out of all foreign conflicts.
Well, I'm going to get to it here in a minute, but before we get to the other thing that I want to talk about with what's going on in the world, as we're trying to negotiate peace, which I don't think is going to happen, Rubio said the same thing. Oh, was it Rubio?
Yeah.
Yeah, said the same thing. It's like, I don't see an off-ramp here. A Russian general just got blown up in a car bomb in Moscow.
Yep.
This is not the first car bomb we've seen in Moscow either. Now, this could have been domestic terrorism that we don't want to be involved in the war. but it happened to be when Trump was in the country. This
Ugh.
does not look good, does it?
Not only Trump was in the country, his envoy was in the country.
Okay, you're right. His team was in the country. My apologies. You're right.
And what's for get a movie?
Yeah.
Well, as Trump is saying, go ahead, EU, build up your own defense, build your own army, get your missiles ready. The Kremlin's coming out saying, like, you know what, I'm ready to nuke people if you guys do this, and I just don't want to be involved in a nuclear war. I don't see an end that's not going to suck for everyone on the planet. I really don't. I mean, I luckily live on the western side of the Appalachian Mountains, so even if DC gets nuked, I'm not going to get hit with radiation. Because who's going to nuke West Virginia? Like this, oh, you're going to stop us from building new houses? Ooh, because there's no more trees. But I still don't want to see nuclear weapons being dropped. And I think a direct conflict with Russia is only going to end in nuclear war. And maybe I'm crazy for thinking that, but I don't see another outcome.
No.
I think you're going to see some guerrilla warfare before then.
Yeah, the Americans are great at that. At least they used to be. The revolution, that was how we won the revolution. But at the same time, we got our asses whooped in Korea and Vietnam by guerrilla warfare, didn't we?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then urban warfare kicked our asses in Afghanistan too. We got as embarrassed in Afghanistan as Russia did 15 years
Russia.
before we got involved.
Russia got a bigger ass kick than what you guys did there.
You know what? Let those assholes kill each other, right? Why is it our problem? Now, I understand we went to Afghanistan looking for bin Laden, but he wasn't even in Afghanistan, was he?
Yeah.
Was he? Okay.
That's where he fled to was
Right.
Afghanistan.
I'm sorry. We went in looking for weapons of mass destruction because of bin
That
Laden
was
in
Iraq.
In Iraq. And they said there's no weapons of mass destruction. And then the Boston bombing happened, and they called these pressure cooker bombs weapons of mass destruction, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, if a pressure cooker bomb's a weapon of mass destruction, I guarantee you Iraq has weapons of mass destruction.
Well, if you want to define it by that, yeah.
Well, we just sentenced this guy to death for weapons of mass destruction in the United States. Where's the line, right? Well, how do the goalposts keep moving?
That's what we're best at.
It is. And that's why I say don't get involved. Russia, Ukraine is not our problem. This is something that was signed decades ago. Ukraine is literally translated to the borderlands. It's supposed to be a buffer zone between Russia and NATO, so they don't touch each other. Anyway, they're making nuclear threats. I don't want to see even nuclear artillery going off, which I don't know if you guys understand this. Russia has nuclear artillery. They can fire out of basically a cannon that'll just wipe out a battlefield, not a city block, you know? Anyway, where else I was going with this? Did you see this attack that happened in Kashmir, India?
No.
Terrorist attack. Many died. India has vowed to chase these people to the ends of the earth.
Mm-hmm.
They're Pakistani. India and Pakistan are both nuclear equipped.
Yes,
nations.
they are.
Do we really need this conflict to happen?
I mean, are they rogue fucking people or they actually?
They are a terrorist group, but
Okay, so it doesn't mean Pakistan itself.
Well, is Pakistan going to allow these folks to come in and find these people or not? Because Pakistan helped us in our war on terror.
Yeah.
And we consider India an ally.
Mm-hmm.
So we can't get involved in this conflict at all unless Pakistan
No.
says, come on in and come find these folks, right?
Yeah. That would be the smart decision, but
anything in here you want to talk about? in
Oh,
Minnesota's.
you talk about India and Pakistan. Then they just found the number. One of the India most wanted here in the United States or something like that.
It's highly possible. I do not know.
Oh yeah, they found an Indian guy that was wanted in India for terrorists and shit.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I was unaware.
yeah, it's one of those things that just like mention it and then just forget about it, move on because they don't want to talk about the mass migration that happened.
There you
I
go.
knew that was the article you're going to and
You
leftovers.
saw me click on it, didn't you?
Yes.
It's been an
What's that?
ongoing conversation, hasn't it? Well, Gen Z, right?
Yep.
They're not drinking. They're not drinking booze like every other generation before them.
Mhm.
They're eating psychedelic mushrooms when they decide to get jacked up.
Mm.
And I just think it's hilarious because we keep talking about hallucinogens lately on this show.
I think you're talking to yourself, but go ahead.
No, how many times did
We had
Brian say
talked
LSD?
about
Did we?
acid mushrooms, yeah.
We talk about it really, but I don't go like, okay, let me know
No, how the
more.
government is starting to talk about using psychedelics to treat mental disorder.
Mm,
And every time you said LLC, Brian's like LSD.
mm.
Yeah. I couldn't get Canva to draw a AI picture of that. They said it was drug related.
No.
And then do you see here the postal department in Australia or Melbourne? Yeah, Australia, right?
Yeah, that was in Australia. Yeah, I think it was in Australia.
Where they showed
Melbourne.
up to a house party, delivered mail to a house party, had some vodka, and
I
I think
keep delivering
so.
the mail.
No, this is This is the United States,
Oh, it
Is
was
it?
Melbourne,
Yeah,
Florida.
yeah.
Florida.
Uh,
That should
Yeah.
show you that the hardcore dedicated to do the job.
Well, got arrested for DUI after getting busted driving on the wrong side of the road. Apparently, this postal worker forgot the steering wheel was on the opposite side of the vehicle.
Yeah, it's already on the opposite. She was correctly driving, but she
Yeah,
was drunk.
exactly, but drove on the wrong side of the road because of that.
Too much vodka.
Yeah, got blasted on vodka. Now, first of all, what time does your mail come?
It
I don't.
doesn't. It varies every day now because we
Yeah.
don't have like a one set person that does it every day.
Yeah,
Still before noon, probably.
No.
Okay.
mine can be
My
like
mail
6 in the
comes at like
afternoon.
6 in the
So,
morning.
oh wow.
Sometimes I'll
Uh,
get the pictures of my mail coming in, but don't get them until get the actual mail until like the next day.
Oh, that's weird.
Hmm.
I get my mail about the same time every day. And I'm just thinking, like, I can't imagine. Maybe your mail shows up at different times because your postal workers going to house parties that don't
Maybe.
get drunk.
I saw this there, like, oh, they gotta have a crack at this about the mail.
Yeah. Anyway, that's it's been shit 2.5 hours. I gotta start making these shorter, Brian. I keep throwing them out to 4
Well,
pages.
the last one was 3 hours and 45 minutes.
Oh my
God
god.
And you wonder why I was passing out at the end of the show. And I only
you
had
got-
like 4 beers on that show.
you guys are lucky. I've been talking about habeas corpus today.
Hey, that could be a new game. We do, hey, see how many beers it takes for Brian to crash out.
Let's pinch this turd off before it starts to stink, Brian.
Yes, sir.